It's that little gay talk show with Joel Tatum and Charlotte Shotguns. Houston's hot mess of a podcast. A funny but thoughtful look at the LGBTQIA plus community.
Hey, we are back. We are strong. It's me and Charlotte. How you doing, Charlotte?
I'm great. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Good morning.
Back in the studio.
I know. Good morning. You didn't go in with your normal good morning.
Oh, good morning. It's actually because it kind of is morning.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning for me starts around after 5 p.m.
Mm-hmm. And I know that you have been busy with a lot of projects.
Oh, yeah.
Pride is coming up. You've been busy with a lot of projects coming up.
Costumes for no reason. I'm like, I don't even do costumes. They're like, okay, here's this amount of money. And I was like, let's do a costume.
That's what you get when you start telling queens, oh, I know how to sew.
I don't though. I'm like, I only make underwear. That's all I do. They're like, are you sure? I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay. They're like, here's some money. I take the money.
Speaking of which, Pride Month is coming up. And I want to, I'm very happy that we were able to celebrate Pride this year because we weren't able to last year. Everything was done virtually and,
you can't really do a lot.
You can't really do a lot. I mean, you can have a bottle in front of you and sit in front of the computer.
It's not quite as fun, though.
It's not quite as fun. And if you're hearing that lovely baritone booming voice, that is our guest, Boy Gallegos. I'm gonna pronounce. I want to do the whole name.
All right.
I want to do the whole. I'm gonna try to do the whole name.
Okay.
All right. So it's Boy DE Salas Gallegos.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, it's long.
It's long. That's what he said. But yes, that's long. And let me tell you something. And by the way, Bobby, the producer, don't forget, send us some pictures.
Absolutely.
Please send the pictures because y'all need to see this handsome bald man sitting across from me right now. Chest wide open, got that big star tattoo. Is that a star tattoo?
It is a star.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Got a lot of stats.
Mm-hmm.
Tats are good. Not
only is he a producer, an entrepreneur, an activist, he's single and hot, y'all. Let me remind y'all once again, he's single and hot. So with Pride coming up, I wanted to take a little bit of time. We missed last week's episode due to rain.
Yeah, it was just
It just has not stopped raining in Houston.
I think I saw a thing that said it was raining for 9 days straight.
Yeah, it has rained for 9 days straight. And we had a little bit of...
I want to say that right there, that guy right there, that's the guy I'm dating right now.
Oh, is that the guy you're dating right now?
He's supposed to be marrying me soon. There's no ring. I need my ring.
I have literally put it out into the universe that he is single, and you just sat there in that chair and said...
I'm like, I need my ring. I need my ring.
Any other man would have ran up to the mic and went, no, he belongs to me.
He ain't down like that. He's like, it's cool. Let him be single. He's cool.
I'm out here accidentally fixing this. I'm going to get calls going, I thought you told me he was single. You lied to us.
I think the viewers just dropped.
Well, let me scratch that one off the board too.
You can keep going. It's all good.
But anyway, with Pride Month coming up, I want us to all remember the hardships that a lot of our queens are still having this year. We had an incident where a gentleman in Iran was beheaded by his own family for being gay. 20 years old, ready to start his own.
Is this recent?
Yeah, last few weeks.
Last few weeks. I was going to say something about it last week because it was, I'm sorry, let me see if I remember, National Day of Transphobia, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know I'm saying blah, 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 but I take it seriously. I had all the notes written down for it, and, well, we had to miss that episode. But, and then we've lost 26 trans people of color.
Yeah, black trans women of color. That was a double number.
Including one in Houston, Latina, sitting in front of Chick-fil-A, just enjoying her sandwich, and bam, just gone from this world for nothing more than just being outside doing her thing, living her life.
The numbers are growing every year, and it's like something that we don't take into consideration. We just look at it as like, oh, whatever, but it's not a really whatever thing.
So we need to take in consideration that things are still have a lot of work to do. And honestly, until I can literally hold hands in public with my significant other, we still have work to do.
That's right.
We still have work to do.
This is Texas too. Texas is one of the scariest states
crazy.
that I've lived in.
But living in the bigger cities in Texas, there is a smaller,
pockets.
there is a bit more
Pockets.
freedom.
There's pockets though,
Yeah.
like in Montrose, totally fine. But if I'm like somewhere in Richmond, I'm like,
Right.
don't even like.
Right.
But we're spreading out. We're moving all over. We're moving all over town. We're in your neighborhoods. We got kids too. We got stuff going on. So we are not going anywhere. So
We're queer. We're here. Get used to
yeah,
it.
exactly. So that's that. So I want to welcome our very special guest, Boy Gallegos,
Thank you.
to the
Thank you for
show.
having me,
Thank
guys.
you
I appreciate
for
it.
being on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
And like I said, once again, HIV activist.
Yeah.
We're director of communication at She Magazine. You just started that.
Yeah, we just started that.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, She Magazine is one of the larger platforms globally. They moved to the United States recently. And director of communication is something that kind of leads the forefront when it comes to events and productions and that kinds of thing. Yeah.
And you're also part of Red Productions.
The
which
Red Production
I'm
is
like-
my heart. That is my love. The Red Production, hashtag Red Production. Yeah.
And I'm like going down the list
What
of
does
all.
the Red Production consist of?
The hashtag Red Production is a nonprofit organization that is designed to support AIDS Foundation Houston. So,
Okay. Yes, yes,
when
it's
we
like
support
red. Okay.
AIDS Foundation Houston, they have wonderful programs, wonderful testing. They have something called Camp Hope for Children who are HIV positive, and these programs are free to the constituents, but they're not free in general. And so, that being said, I think that when we say we are an activist or we want to celebrate, being gay, you have to do something.
Yeah,
it's not just
exactly.
talking. We can talk all day long, and talking is, I don't know if we cuss on the show, but
You can do
talking is bullshit. Talking is cheap.
Have you not listened to this show?
I've heard
good
I've heard
Lord.
two of them.
Good
So,
Lord.
I think talk is cheap. I think a lot of gays do a lot of talking, but we're not out there making any difference.
No, it takes a little bit more effort than just.
It takes a
saying
huge
something.
effort.
Because saying something is better is easier than doing something.
I
Absolutely.
mean, even if all you can do is write a check.
Right.
Write a check.
Or share, comment, go,
exactly.
support, be
Exactly.
and
Write a check. I mean, I know I'm not made out of money, but I try to throw some money in here every now and
Absolutely.
then.
I'm always like, what do you want me to do? I can be a drag queen for whatever you want.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly.
And that helps. There's a drag queen. Let's go.
And you can make underwear too. So those two things, those are good in my book, brother. I'm gonna get your number for later. Need me some underwear.
Yeah.
Is that going to finally make Bobby put a ring on that finger?
Maybe.
Then I'm going to have to sit down with you and figure out a design to make that happen.
That's exactly right,
I'm
man.
going to make you a pair of underwear that says I do already.
Absolutely, I'm ready. The hashtag Red Production came from my first love. He passed away with AIDS, and the turmoil that I saw him go through, and the judgment, the stigma.
Yeah.
Of he's done something wrong, and why are you with someone like that? And why are you with someone who's dying? And I'm still negative because of AIDS Foundation Houston, because the education, because of the experience, because of the free testing. I was 18 years old, 17 years old. I didn't know. I came from a place called Markham, Texas. I was the only gay man that I knew in the area, and the only non-white in the whole school. And so coming from that to a city of Houston and dating someone who is positive without proper education and without proper knowledge and exposure, anything could have happened.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
because of the immense education and free testing, that was back in the day where you got tested and you had to come back 2 weeks later. Remember that?
Yep.
They gave you a number. Remember that?
Yep.
And that's where my heart came from, because I didn't pay for it, but someone paid for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so when he passed, I took that to mean it's now my turn to give back to the community, because there are people out there suffering. There are people out there that are struggling with this stigma that's gross in our community. And we've scheduled people. You're positive, you're over here. You're negative, you're over here. And we still do that. And that's something that makes me completely disgusted.
I honestly, with the way that the meds are working these days,
Absolutely.
I don't understand why you still
Absolutely.
I
afraid
think
of.
some people are just like
Ignorant.
and not educated on that.
Absolutely.
Like, I had to learn through. I've worked in gay bars my whole life, so like there was in my other gay bar in Florida, we had to learn about HIV and stuff like that before we worked into the thing, because like one of the things was that we couldn't treat a client for any sort of thing to treat them different.
Right.
So that was like our big thing that we had there. So I know I'm knowledgeable on the whole idea and everything about it through that, but I seen some people here like, oh no, I won't do that because of that. I'm like, really, bitch?
And it's ridiculous.
I'm like, then why aren't you taking like prep or anything? Why are you like
Right.
not being like smart about your decisions?
Right. And I'm very sex positive too. I believe that sex is good. I believe that sex is a fulfillment of who you are as a man.
Absolutely.
And I believe as long as we are responsible and we're having good conversations, there's no reason why HIV is still occurring in the city of Houston.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
But, you know, we have this conversation. We don't talk about these things. We don't ask, are you on something? Are you, you know, are you positive? Are you negative? Because when we say someone says they're positive, a lot of times people get up and leave.
Yeah, they're just like taken back, and then they, no, I've seen it.
I've seen it.
I've seen it with friends that I've made here that I'm just like, girl, are you stupid?
Right.
I'm like, that man is hot as fuck.
Right. Don't be ignorant.
Yeah, and it's just like, they're like, oh, well, I don't know. I'm like, you don't know because you're stupid. Like,
Right.
But at the same time, it's just like, it's not my job to educate anyone.
Right.
Because I'm like, you should already be knowledgeable, especially being in the community that you're in.
Especially being in the community. And the thing that I used to hear often, I still hear often, is, are you clean?
Oh,
You know what
I
took a shower this morning.
You know when someone's
right? I changed my drawers.
I forgot to brush this side of my tooth.
Right.
I'm half clean.
when someone says something like that to me, the first thing we have a euphemism on this show about keeping the back door clean. We call it keeping the kitchen clean. Keeping a clean kitchen.
No cookies. What is no cookies in the cookie jar?
Yeah, exactly.
No crumbs in the cookie jar.
Yeah, no crumbs.
No
in the
crumbs.
No crumbs in the cookie jar. The
That will
kitchen
destroy
is
my appetite.
spotless. Yes, exactly. The kitchen is spotless. So when I hear that, that's the first thing I think. Yes, girl, I'm clean. What you talking about? Oh, you talking about the other thing? Oh, no, I'm negative and I'm good. Okay, everything's good, and I don't care if you're positive. I have been with men who were positive.
Absolutely.
I had one shameful moment, and I do not mind admitting it. I had one shameful moment when I was with someone, and we were about to do the do, and he said he was HIV positive. I jumped back a little. I said, no, I don't know if I could deal with this, blah, 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 blah. But then I thought to myself, I'm like, but he has a great body, so I'm just going to go ahead and do this
We're
anyway.
going to make some stuff happen.
I'm just going to go ahead. He just sat here and literally just gave me an entire education on the medications he was on and all this other stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. That's great. Your body's still hot, so let's just go do this.
Don't talk anymore. We're
I mean,
good.
the shock only lasted for like 30 seconds, and then after that, my animal brain went into, let's just fuck him anyway.
Your animal instinct, yeah.
He's fine. He's on his medications. He's healthy. You gonna fuck him or not?
Right. Be educated. Right, absolutely.
So I did, and
It was a good time.
it was a good time many times. He was a good time many times. One of the best bottoms I ever had. I swear to God.
That's beautiful. It's beautiful.
It is. And see, now that I'm a little older, I think I'm almost 9 years older than you.
Are you? Mm-hmm. I'm 45.
Then I'm about 7 or 8 years older than you are. I look great.
I'm getting up there.
I look great, don't I?
You look great.
I look great. And I did lose
You look
16
good. Good
pounds.
for you. You did, yeah.
I lost 16. Girl,
I
Charlotte,
found it.
I wanted to tell you that too. I went to the doctor last week.
Yeah.
And she said, you lost 16 pounds. I'm like, what? Do you know how much junk I ate before I got here?
Right.
So, yes. Blood pressure's under control.
Good for you.
You know what really surprised me though? The liver. The liver always surprised. The liver
It was
test
good.
always.
No fatty liver.
fatty tissue. She goes, you have the healthiest liver I've ever seen. And I'm like,
He's
I'm like, do you know
I was
me?
like, really? Mine's pickles.
Really?
I
mean, I didn't expect her to tell me I had cirrhosis of the liver, but I expected her to say, well, you might want to cut back a little bit, because girl likes to have fun. I like to have fun.
Absolutely. Life's short.
And life is short. And I realized something after I turned 50, and I think, boy, you're gonna get there. I'll
get there soon.
In a few years.
Tomorrow.
But when you
This afternoon.
But when maybe it was just for me, But as soon as I turned 50, I said, you know what? Life is too short. I don't give a shit what nobody says about me. I'm going to get out here and do whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
Amen.
And I think
said
that's
amen like I'm in church.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
And I think that's when I was in the makings of starting the podcast at the time. I think I turned 50 when I said, you know what? I want to do something different. And I've been hearing about podcasting for I don't know how long. And I'm like, let me jump in this and see how this goes. And it's been a fun ride ever since. So let me tell you something right now. Enjoy your life.
Amen.
And I love people who enjoy, like I said, I have watched some of your videos. And you, God damn it, you look like you having fun all the time.
All day
long, all the time. I would be exhausted.
You know, I always want to be positive because the world sucks sometimes.
Yeah.
And if this is my opinion, I'm going to give it. If you are gay, you should be the happiest bitch in the room. You should be living your life fully. You should be who you are and convinced of who you are and not let nobody fuck with you. Because you know who you are.
You just
Exactly.
make me feel so good.
Right? Being gay is awesome,
That
man.
was just from watching his videos. I was like, I feel so good all of a sudden.
You know, I want to bring pride back to being gay.
Absolutely.
You know, be queer.
Bring
Be
color to the rainbow.
Absolutely. Be whoever you are. If you're feminine, if you're masculine, if you're white, if you're black, if you're trans, whatever it is, be you. And I'm going to celebrate that. I'm not going to fucking tolerate it. I'm going to celebrate that.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's sincere.
That's
Exactly.
such a great quote. I'm going to celebrate it, not tolerate it.
Yeah,
exactly.
I hate that, man.
Y'all heard that quote on this show, by the way. So let me remind y'all.
Yeah,
y'all heard it
that
on
came
this
from
show.
Boy, man. Because I think especially in our community, we get so divisive on do you go to the gym? What gym do you go to? What do you do for a living? How do you look? Are you
That's
bottom?
so true. Like, what bar do you go to? Well, yeah, it's
That's
so
some
stupid.
bullshit.
I'm like, I live here.
Right.
I'm living in Texas.
Right.
I'm here to have fun.
Right. And no matter where I'm at, I'll go to quote unquote straight events. I'll be the only gay bitch in there. And I will act gay as fuck. Because
I
guess
do
what?
that all the time.
I'm going to be me. You know what I'm saying? And the only way we can change Houston is if we're verbal and loud about the light that's inside of us.
Exactly.
The light that's in us has got to show no matter where we are.
Can I get an amen on
Amen.
that? Amen.
Oh my.
Woo, this is the best gay church I have ever been to.
In Jesus' name I pray.
You should hold a gay church.
We should, man.
Good Lord.
Get on your knees every day.
I'll be the girl that collects the coins.
Right, yeah. In a jock strap. With the package.
But you know what? Like I said, y'all need to check out his videos on his webpage because he is one of the most inspirational people I have ever.
I really appreciate that.
Bobby, let me tell you something. I can see you wake up to that every morning. Every morning. Oh, good Lord.
He tried to.
He springs out of it.
Yeah.
Singing and dancing.
Although I don't want to cause no drama. But it still says single on his
It
page.
does. It does.
You do.
You know, I've been with that man for 13 years.
What?
13 years. And I told
What?
him, I said, listen to this. You're going to get real quick. I said, the next time I'm changing my profile is we're going to be married. We're not doing this dating. No, brother. We're going to lock this shit down. And if you can't, I'm not going to put that on there.
And my response is, can you get your birth certificate, please?
Oh! Oh my goodness.
Boom.
Oh my God.
Because I don't do this whole I'm single, I'm gay, I'm single, I'm married. I don't do that shit. I'm myself. And the next thing you're going to see is I'm married. You understand?
That's true.
Because I believe this is real life and I'm 50 years old and I don't got to be playing no damn games.
Exactly.
It's
You know
either
what?
this
I feel
or
the
this.
same way. It's either going to go from here to there.
Right.
That's it.
We ain't playing nothing.
We're not playing nothing.
No.
You're not gonna, and I don't do the after 3 weeks. Let's change that profile thing. I'm like, no,
we ain't
only
doing
been dating
no.
for 3 weeks.
We've been doing it for 12 years. My profile's still motherfucking same. Shit. Because you know what? People are people. And I don't want to ever make someone do something they don't want to do.
Absolutely.
And if it takes 20 years, it's 20 years. And if it takes 17, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because I want to really be in a space that we can truly celebrate people's decisions and not tolerate it.
Absolutely,
You know?
yeah.
I think that that's a big space, man.
That is a huge space. That is a huge space. And like I said, and church keeps going on because you are the most passionate person I think we've had on this show.
Yeah, I think so.
You're just so passionate. I'm like, I mean, we could talk about cake, and he just gets passionate.
You know what? Cake. I like me some cake. As long as the kitchen's clean, as we say, we're
exactly.
good. Eat that cake. I'll eat that cake up.
Oh, you talking about cakes?
Cakes.
Not cake. I was talking about cake, but you were talking about cake.
Yes,
and looking
it's
right
all
at,
right. Yeah,
and looking right at your man while you was talking about it. I'm like, oh my god. This is not an OnlyFans show, so y'all.
Not yet. For the OnlyFans link, please look below. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. I don't have OnlyFans.
But like I said, I mean, now I'm in the middle of two of the most handsome men I have ever seen. I mean, just hot.
Destiny only had one child.
Yeah, I know.
I'm the Beyonce other group. No.
But I want to. You know what? We're gonna let's have a little bit more fun before we get into the serious stuff because, like I said, 13 years. 13 years. You know what? Why did I not put up the fourth mic? I should have put up the fourth mic. You should be over here saying something because you're on Realty, aren't you?
He's in real estate.
Yes. See, I see. Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, this is. Let me tell y'all something. I do my homework, and I was
good.
like, I'm like, wait a minute. What's going on here? I'm like, what is going on here? Because I've seen that smile, and then it's Boy and Bobby, and then I went, that can't be the whole name. That sounds like
that's our name.
He's with somebody, but I was confused because I kept going, it's single, but that's. So,
in all honesty, relationships ebb and flow, and we've been together, we've not been together, we've been together, not been together, and that last thing I said, I'm gonna keep this Facebook, so it won't be mine. You're gonna start your own. So we built our lives separately but together, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like, we don't do that codependent bullshit. No, you're a grown man, I'm a grown man, and we decide to come back and make this a marriage, and we're going to do that whenever it gets to that point. But I think so many times, especially young gay people, they want to lock people down right away. Oh, you're my boyfriend now. No, I'm not. Oh, you're my girlfriend. No, I'm not. We're friends, and I don't like titles unless it's for a commitment from this point on. If you're not ready to do that, we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
But be cool at whatever level you are. I think so many times people they say they're cool, but they ain't cool. They want to force something that's not real. And I find that to be very scary.
That sounds very scary.
It is. It's just overall creepy, actually.
It is.
It really can be. That's for sure. Because I think the worst thing a man could ever be, whether straight or gay, is creepy. I think that's the worst thing a man could ever be. It's just like being the C word to a woman. I think being called creepy
is bad.
That is the worst thing.
That's the kiss of death.
And that's when you're like, I got to change my life completely.
In life. Right. My name is now Sam.
Yeah, exactly. I literally have to move and change my identity.
Right.
And because that creepy will not leave you. No matter how hard you try, it will not leave you. And trust me, I have been around heterosexual girls. The minute they say one guy in the group is creepy,
I'm done.
Yeah.
That's a wrap.
He's done. He's done.
Creepy.
He will never, ever. He'll be an incel
for life.
Because every girl in that group will tell. You don't want to mess with him.
Text and share a picture. He creepy.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with him.
True story.
And let me tell you something. As an older gay man, I've always seen how the younger gay men treated older men, in the gay community, and I kind of understand some of it.
Right.
Because sometimes be a little predatory, so to speak. I like to think of that I'm not. After dating so many older men myself in my younger years, I loved older men. Yeah. And I still prefer men.
So do I. I tell them older than us is dead now.
pretty much. Pretty much. I can't date any older because then we talk about Social Security, nursing homes, and all this other stuff.
And I'm down if it's cool, but it better be cool, man.
But we can't go like too far under 30 because then it's like, no. I mean, we could play in the playground.
Right, we could have, I'll come with you on your recess.
Yeah, I'll come with
I'm sending you back to your mama.
Yeah, exactly. But you.
In their 30s?
Yeah, anything under 30, pretty much. They're
well,
fine,
I
they're
think
great.
what is it? Half your age plus 15, something like that.
Yeah.
And that's appropriate. I think for me, it's 35 and up. 35 and up is appropriate. I wouldn't date anybody in their 20s anyway. That's just too much work.
That's a lot.
That's too
There's
much
a
work.
whole bunch.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a lot. It's great. It's beautiful. They're wonderful. They're great, but there's so much.
I'm almost out of my 20s though. So
How old are you?
27.
Oh, you're in that group.
Oh, you're sweetie. He's gay. He's already a senior citizen.
Oh, yeah.
You know how we are.
Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah, you know how
We're
we are,
relics
girl.
by
As soon
now.
as we turn,
She's
25,
Your daddy then.
What does your pal say? She's already been had hers.
She'd already had hers. Yeah, right. That's my favorite thing, as a matter of fact.
So what I mean, in the gay community, especially in Houston, once you reach 25, no more sugar daddies for you. Now you a sugar dad.
Now you're the daddy. Now you're the daddy. It's very, very true.
And I'm way up there in polar bear land, and
I'm behind you.
all this other stuff. And you know the funniest thing that happened? I have had Scruff for 2 years. For 2 years, never got a message on Scruff. Never. Suddenly, on a Sunday,
And you reach that
I'm
certain
at
age.
work. Six messages. I'm like, are you sure Scruff is working? Was Scruff not working before? Because Growler, I get one at least every day. If it's not a shout, it's how big? Or
Do you remember back in the 90s before all these apps?
Yes.
That's when you had to have some game. Now these apps, you can put anything you want on the picture.
exactly.
You can do anything you want to.
Exactly.
But back in the day when we had Lobos and we had Crossroads and we had these places that you hung out with your friends, you see people walking up, you had to have some game because you got to talk. Now people message. Now I see that takes that vibe out. I want to know your vibe. Are you cool? Are you not cool? Are you creepy?
Exactly.
Are you not creepy?
That's so true.
It's very true.
All the people that I've ever dated, I've met like in real life, as opposed to you know what I mean. I'm sorry.
Right. No, it's true. No, it's
Except
perfect.
for my last partner, but everyone that I've ever like dated, I've met in real life, and then I've hung out with them. Then I was like, oh, cool. You seem
I think
cool.
that's the organic way.
Yeah.
I mean,
And maybe 1 out of like 1,000, you'll find someone on like dating apps. I'm like, okay, they're fucking chill.
right. The vibe, it's all about a vibe. And I think so many times on apps or in computers, we can't feel
So we
someone's
project,
vibe.
we project something else than what we really
And you're
are.
not who you really are. And that's talking about social media. No matter what my media is or what I'm doing, I want it to be who I really
Yes,
am.
of course.
I don't want it to be something fake.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Of course. Who
Like
does?
he said, I look like I came from waiting tables, and I said, no, someone says I work at the
Visible Changes.
Visible Changes. And I'm like, yeah, I work at Visible Changes. So we're all black all the time. And so that's my vibe. So you know my vibe.
Yeah.
On social media, you can manipulate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And not be who you are.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. It's so easy to hide behind the computer and literally do anything you want. And trust me, I'm old school nerd. I remember the days when if you had DOS. I don't know if anybody remembers DOS.
Yes, I do.
Of course, there were the one person at the table who does. The other one is like,
I don't know if that is.
Is that,
I don't know
is
what
that
that-
food? Is that food?
no, it was, sweetie, it was before Windows.
Is that Adam
It
for
was
Adam?
way
type
before
stuff?
before Windows came along.
Yeah.
We had a little program called DOS that nobody liked to use
There's lots of typing.
because
and
there's
green,
a lot
yeah.
of typing on a green screen.
Yeah.
And I found my first gay message board.
Did
and I
you?
went, what? Are we moving it to the age where we're going to be meeting on the computer now? Little did I know.
Little did you know. Little did you know.
From there, it went to AOL and all the way to gay.com. Remember gay.com?
I remember gay.com. Yes, sir. I remember.
Oh, yes.
Man.
Oh, yes. Get on your
Do
computer.
you remember, man, there's a magazine that used to come out. Was it Twit? Was it
Yes.
called?
Yes.
I mean, that was all during that time.
You know what? I still have a copy laying around somewhere.
I was on the cover a few times, as a matter of fact.
Really?
Yes. Years
Really?
ago. Dalton, I don't know if you're the photographer Dalton. He took pictures of me when I was 17, 18, 19. I was young.
Yeah,
Now-
you were young and fresh, girl.
Yes, had
Young and
hair,
fresh.
had my hair, couldn't tell me nothing. That hair on my head, woo!
You know what? Give us a little bit of life growing up in a small town.
It was bad. I played sports. My parents are full gospel ministers.
Lord.
Yes, thank you, Jesus. And so when I came out, they asked me to no longer be there. They said, you can be gay, but you're not going to be gay here.
Oh.
And so
At their house or just at church?
in the house, in the life. I had to
okay.
leave church.
Oh, wow.
I had to leave. I came to Houston and left.
Okay.
And I think
How old were you then?
17.
17.
I put myself through college. University of Houston, graduated from there at 19. I was 19 and a half. Bachelor's degree at 20 years old.
You went to school of Kuwait too.
That was Bobby. Bobby went to school in Kuwait.
Okay.
I've I have traveled quite a bit.
It's on his page.
I know, because it was our page before we broke up, and so I kept the page. And that's
You
why
got the good part.
I got the good part right. But growing up in a small town, I think when you come out, you ain't thinking about it. You're out.
Yeah.
It's out. And, I got into several fist fights. I got into several physical altercations. But guess what? I was not going to back down. I'm gay, and this is what's up. And if you have a problem with it, then you got a real big problem with gay, because you're supposed to be straight. Why are you worried about me? Right.
Exactly.
And then period. And so I decided to leave, and now me and my family have really, in the last year and a half, we've come back together and started talking, because I don't need them in that way, but I want them as friends, I don't need a dad or mom anymore, not really, but I want them as friends. And so we left that whole part out. Does that make sense?
I live it. I understand it. Now my situation was a little different. They were more accepting, but they still had a hard time with it.
Right.
And we'd already had a strained dynamic to begin with.
Right.
So adding gay on top of that just made everything.
It made it bad.
Yeah, it just made it bad. We're friends now.
Right.
But when I talked, especially when I talked to my mother, and she's like, "Well, I need you to do this and that," I'm like, "No,
Right.
Your mothering days was a long time ago.
Exactly.
We don't do that anymore. We're friends."
And my parents are still, they are not. I wouldn't say they're accepting, but we've grown to a place where I can respect them, and we have differences of opinion, and that's okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because you can be totally different opinion and totally different viewpoints, and still love each other and not demean each other.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the space that I want to really move from.
The way that I look at it, as long as you respect me,
right,
and I stay out of your business, you stay out of. I think the new theme of 2021: mind your own business.
Mind it.
Please mind your own business.
Right.
Because every time you get up in somebody's business, 1, you're going to be filmed.
Like what you doing?
2, you're going to go viral. And 3, you're not going to have a job, a home, or anything else after that.
In
life.
You know what I think
is
funny? When I love it when I go on TikTok and I see those things where they're making fun of Karens, when they're like yelling at people, but then they add music to the background.
I love that.
Have you seen that?
Yes, I've seen those.
Like where they add like it sounds like an opera.
I love that. And that's, I really want to. A lot of times we can be bitter, especially when you grow up in a non-accepting type religious home. But I take that and I want to be better because bitterness has no place in your life. It makes you gross. It makes you rot as a human being. It makes people not want to hang out with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Like my thing is always project like positive energy.
Always. Always.
Then sometimes I'm like, how do I say something mean to someone?
Real easy. I just say it.
Yeah, all that.
Right.
But I don't want to come off as an asshole. And
No,
I'm like,
never.
I'll get over it. And then I'm like, hey, you're being an asshole. Like, you need to chill.
And see, I love that. My director for the show, her name is Rose, and she tells me that. She's like, she'll read me real quick, and I'm like, damn.
Like, damn, girl.
I'm like, damn,
You don't
girl.
have to go that hard.
I'm like, yes, ma'am. I'm down. Yes, ma'am.
But like I said, unless you are paying my bills or helping me with something, get the fuck out of my way.
Get
I
out.
got stuff to do.
Get out.
I have a lot of. This show is work.
Oh,
I didn't realize how much work it was. It is
a
work.
lot of work.
And after the last meeting we had, I really had to clamp down on a couple of things. But it is work to do all of this. So,
absolutely,
like I said, if you're not here to help, if you're not here to sit at the mic and talk to me about stuff, I ain't got time for you.
And thank you so much for having me. I mean, I appreciate you guys. I really do.
I like I said, I'm having so much fun with both of you guys.
Is that thunder? Oh shit! It's raining.
It's raining again.
That's a sign.
So we're gonna take a little bit of a break. Give everybody time to like chill, relax. If anybody wants to shout out Tequila, we can do that. I got Tequila in there. I looked up Tequila the other day because, like I said, I'm really into now
Tequila
taking care. No,
Holistic.
trying to take care of.
I was like,
well, yes, tequila too,
That
but
sounds fun.
that's part of the story. That's part of the story. But I'm really trying to really get it because, like I said, after the last visit with the doctor, everything was going good. I'm like, I want to keep it good. So I'm really trying to like watch what I eat.
She has organic cold press.
Yes,
No
exactly.
child labor.
She's a back. No child.
So I looked up the health benefits of tequila, and you know it keeps your blood sugar level down.
Yeah, and it has agave, and it's not super like yeah.
And it processes out of your system fairly quickly
I had
than
no
other
idea.
alcohols. Yeah, it processes. I think about 45. It takes 45 minutes to process a shot.
Wow.
as opposed to an hour.
Yeah, because vodka will fuck you up.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
also,
that'll put me out. I love it.
I like vodka too.
You know,
but
they're making-
Actually, I don't know.
You know, they're making-
I love it all.
Discriminate against alcohol.
You know, amazingly enough, they're making a new vodka that will not be as damaging to the liver.
Oh wow.
Really?
So they're really You know, alcohol in the future, you might be able to get drunk and not wake up with a hangover.
And not
damage your liver or any of that stuff. That might,
It's gonna be
I
like
need
alcohol
that.
in tablet form. So I'm waiting for those.
The future's so bright, y'all. The future's so bright. Let's take a little bit of a break, and we're going to be right back. And we are back. We're back with Boy Gallegos, producer, entrepreneur, sex symbol, taken.
Like,
Let me. I know in the first half I said single, but y'all, I was fooled. I was bamboozled.
bamboozled.
I'm verklempt right now because he's sitting here with his man sitting right across, literally in the same room with us. And we
just like side eyeing him, like, oh, single.
and I'm trying to fix him up with everybody out in the community. But you know what? We're gonna get a little serious for just a moment because I really do think this is an important topic. We're gonna talk about Red Productions, HIV, and everything. You guys have a project where we were talking about 0 new cases of HIV in Houston. What's the plan on that? How, especially getting into because I had to look at the numbers. I was curious about the numbers for HIV rates in Houston, and the numbers for certain ethnic groups are pretty high,
Outrageous.
and especially for African American women,
Absolutely.
they're outrageous.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
They are outrageous. And I know as an African American man myself, dealing with a culture of trying to keep everything on the down low is really it's devastated the community. So what are we doing to reach, what do you think needs to be done to reach out to these
That's a great
communities?
question. It all goes back to identifying there is a problem and then creating a voice with a solution for that problem. You're absolutely right. African American women are the quickest growing demographic that are contracting HIV right now in the city of Houston. And they are giving birth to children that are positive, which should not be. There are medications available to women that are positive that they can give birth to a negative child. So something's getting lost in translation. Something's getting lost with exposure for this. It's really an epidemic. Truly, someone said to me, HIV is contained. I said, as long as we have children being born with HIV, it's not contained. As long as African American women are 3 times likely, as opposed to a white male, for getting HIV, that's not contained.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, if we have 27,000 people living with HIV in this city, that's not contained because
It's still being spread. It's still
happening.
It's still growing.
It's still happening.
Yeah, it's still happening.
So the solution to that is what I do when it comes to the hashtag Red Production. We blitz everyone who's involved, whether you're a model, whether you're an actor, whether you're a dancer, whether you are a producer, whatever you're involved with this organization, you are required as part of your contract to share HIV education materials, to be a part of community outreach, to go to Camp Hope. You are required to do that because this is not about fashion and design and fun. It's not about that. It's about changing people's lives through education, through visibility, because there may be a woman out there that does not know that she has the chance to birth a negative child. Yeah. But hearing it from me, or hearing it from Bobby, or hearing it from...
I didn't know that was possible.
That's very possible. Yeah. So hearing it from anyone, bringing education and bringing light to that can change people's lives. So that's why we do these events. Yes, it's great to raise money. Yes, it's great to give the funding back. My last hashtag Red production, everything, every dime that we raised with Nicholas Wynn at this last production before COVID went back. 100% of the tickets went back.
That's awesome.
And that's passion. That's how it should be, you know, and that's what it's about. What is it? What's the word? An ounce of cure is worth a pound, you know, and I believe that. And so drawing attention, being visible, talking about it, and having everyone's news feed fill up with HIV is preventable, HIV medication. PrEP is out there. Get on PrEP. If you are having sex with anyone, male, female. I told my sister, and I don't think she minds me saying this, I told my sister who's dating a man, I said, you need to be on PrEP. This gentleman just came out of jail, and I said, you have got to be on PrEP. I love everybody, but love yourself enough to take care of yourself. Absolutely. And she had no idea what that was. I'm like, how can you not know that? And you're my sister.
My sister doesn't know what that is either, and I've talked to her about it.
Well, talk to your doctor about that, simply because I think PrEP in women has not been completely studied.
Pushed. That's exactly correct.
Yeah. So there might be
other options available.
But PrEP has not really been tested that much in cisgendered women.
And different types of PrEP. There are different types of medication that have been used. Some of them hasn't been effective. Some of them does, cause bone density issues. Some of them. So we're always growing, and we're always, looking for the next best thing. But, just having a conversation, having that conversation saying you need to watch these certain behaviors, Yeah,
exactly.
It's life. And not that it's bad. Nothing's bad. It's just real life.
Well, you work with AIDS Foundation Houston.
Yes.
So, like I said, really want to know how we're approaching AIDS Foundation when it comes to educating minority communities. Looking to see if because like I said, the numbers are a little out of whack. So how is Red Productions really sitting down with AIDS Houston and going, hey, we have issues in these communities. What are we doing right, and what are we doing wrong?
We want to create an outreach to certain parts of our demographic and certain communities to actually reach out and actually do guerrilla type handing out information, going door to door, having conversations with mothers. I'm dead serious, in our community, and actually getting involved and saying there is, and I'm not saying share my stuff. I'm saying go out there and door knock, go out there and pass out pamphlets, go out there and make things happen and say, that's the best way to do it. Have one-on-one conversations with people. So I think the best way to actually change those numbers is to go to that part of our community, not that demographic, our world. That's us.
Exactly.
That's us.
That's us sitting at this table.
That's us. Go out there and have conversations and pass out information, because when you see someone's eyes, it's very different.
Yeah, than saying it just online. No, that's 100% true.
Right.
I did something similar where I had a show. Then we were like, oh, we can promote it online. I'm like, no, girl, let's fucking hand out flyers.
Right.
So we went to all over Montrose and handed out flyers, and we put them on cards.
Absolutely.
And our first show was pretty big too.
I mean, it's beautiful. There are places I've gone out and handed information to. Off when we have Elgin, there are those grocery stores where people sit outside.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I'll go up there and say, hey guys, HIV testing's free. Get tested. Doesn't matter. Yes. And they'll look at me crazy, but you know what? I bet they go. Someone cared enough to tell them the truth. Someone cared enough to step outside their comfort zone and actually be an activist, actually go out there and activate change. And that's what the word activism means to me.
Actively doing it.
It means you're actively changing your world. Not just my friends. I'm talking about my world. I'm talking about my city. I'm talking about my community, because guess what? Houston is my community.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes.
It's not, and I think so many times, especially gays, man, we're like, I'm going to sit in Montrose and I'm going to be here with my family. No. If you're an activist, you want to change the world. And our world is Houston. It really is.
And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, though. When the gay community in this town does get together
Amen.
for something,
It does
they
get
get together for something.
They
When
Yes.
back in the day, maybe you probably don't remember. You were probably a little younger, but back in the day, before Matthew Shepard, we had our Paul Broussard.
I remember that. He got beaten outside
Yes,
of heaven. That's
exactly.
correct. With the bat. I remember
with
that.
the bat by everybody, like a gang of people from the Woodlands.
Yes, 5 guys.
After that incident happened, the gay community got together and said, we need to look out for each other.
Yes.
We have to look out. They created a patrol
Crew
unit.
Patrol. Remember that?
Q
Remember
Patrol.
Crew Patrol?
Q
With our
Patrol.
whistles? I was
Yes.
a part of that, man.
Yes, there was
Yeah.
Q Patrol.
Q
Back
Patrol.
in the day, used to patrol the neighborhoods to make sure everybody got to their cars
Yes.
safe.
Oh wow.
Everybody got home safe.
Thank you for remembering
They
that. Thank you
were
for remembering
they were on skates. They
We
were
were.
on bikes. They
We were on
on
skate.
They were
I used to wear skates with the crop top. That's true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My best friend David was also a part of Q Patrol, and he used to
Did
go.
anything ever happen?
We stopped a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
they stopped a
Absolutely.
lot of stuff. They
Absolutely.
carried their walkie talkies.
Yes,
and
we did.
Yes, they were. These girls were serious.
Yeah, we didn't play.
They did not play. They gave up their nightlife
Yes, we did.
to make sure that the rest of us got home safe. After
Safely.
Paul Broussard, that was
bad.
an eye-opening experience for all of
It was
us.
bad.
in
Paul
the-
Broussard is the one that got beat with a bat.
Yes.
Yeah. with
What
the
was
bat.
the other one you were saying?
Oh,
Matthew
Matthew
Shepard.
Shepard. I think this was a few years before Matthew
Yeah.
Shepard.
About 3 years before Matthew Shepard.
About
2 years.
about 2 or 3 years
Is
before.
this, what is that? What happened to him?
Oh, Matthew. Oh,
Is that the
Matthew
one-
Shepard?
Is that the one that was
He was
found-
beaten and put on in Wyoming, I believe, wasn't he? Put
Yeah,
on
like
a
on
fence
the-
post
yes,
to
yes.
to die, and he died.
And is
he
he the one
bled,
that-
beaten to death. Yeah,
Oh, I don't think I saw that one.
Yeah.
Matthew Shepard.
it is
No,
Girl.
what
mind
is-
blowing.
girl.
We've let him down.
we have let you
failed.
down.
I
We
don't know.
have failed.
I think
He knows tequila and he knows jock straps.
No, well, I've heard of more of the recent ones, like the one gay guy that got beat up and they like tied him to a post and he was still alive and he died in the hospital. I don't know if that's the same one.
That
And
another,
they made a movie out of it.
That's
Yeah,
Matthew Shepard.
Okay, then I know who that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't die there, and then he died at the hospital.
Broussard was just as violent and
Yeah.
just as vile.
And that was a couple of years before him.
Okay.
yeah.
And I,
So you didn't let me
amazingly
down.
enough,
You didn't let me down.
ironically enough, I was at Charlotte's photo shoot for all the clubs, getting ready for Pride. They were doing all their houses and everything else. And lo and behold, I look up, and there is Paul Broussard's face right there because they have a mural.
Oh, yeah, they have the
Yeah, they have the mural.
Is it the one that's with all the
Yes.
different types of people?
They have the
He's
mural.
on there?
Yeah, he's on there. They have the mural. They have part of the mural from Mary's
Yeah, I was gonna
when
say
Mary's used to be
The
open.
cat. Remember that?
Yes,
Yes. Mary's and Chances
Yes.
was across the street. Remember that?
Yes,
Yeah.
girl.
Don't tell me
yes.
nothing. Don't tell me nothing. Don't tell me nothing.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Scott.
Well,
But
I'm
you
here
know,
for
we
that.
we have a certain age group.
Yes, we have a
It's not
certain
even
age.
that.
And let me tell you something.
And they had that country dancing in the back of Chances. Remember that?
You're about to learn some Houston gay history right
Oh,
now
hell yeah.
because going to Charlie's
Ooh,
afterwards.
don't tell me.
yes,
Bermuda.
Yes.
Remember that?
Going to Charlie's was the. I'm not going to say the Katz's. They were more like
Kinda,
the.
yeah.
They were more like a lower class.
I mean,
Denny's.
It was a little raunchy.
Yeah,
I
it was.
liked
It was a lower
It was
class
raw.
Denny's, but it was girl drag queens,
All day.
freaks,
Yes.
freaks. And
I
geeks,
love that shit.
all 24 hours a day.
All
girl.
day.
Amazing.
All day.
We would leave the bars if we. Okay, here's
Yeah.
a typical
Tell
night.
it. Tell it.
Here's a typical
Preach.
night.
Preach.
Typical night. Me and the queens at home. Now I lived with 4 gay roommates at the time.
All right.
Me and the queens at home get off work on a Friday night. Get dressed. Everybody's running around back and forth through the shower, trying to get their
Yes,
shit together
man.
and everything else. Head out to the bars. We all head out to the bars, do our thing. We say, okay, y'all, we gonna split up. Y'all do y'all thing. We gonna meet back here at JR's, and then we gonna go get something to eat.
Yes,
afterwards.
ma'am.
So we all go do our thing. Now, if somebody is going to be hooking up with somebody, now this was a little bit before cell phone, maybe a little bit before cell phone.
No one had cell phones back then.
Yeah, a little bit before cell phone.
And you
but
got
right on
charged.
but right at the end of the beeper.
The beeper.
The beeper.
The
Girl,
beepers?
I had a
Girl.
carry beeper.
girl.
And it said 911, you got to go.
Girl, Google it. 'Cause we-
I know what beepers are.
yeah. Google that if y'all don't know, because we don't have time to explain it. But we would get a little beat. Oh,
That's
she
right.
going home with a guy, so we gonna see
We're
her
good.
tomorrow.
We're
Was
good.
it like a text message, or how did that
No,
work?
no. They would put in a certain
A number
a
or
certain
code.
number or a certain code.
Right.
That
Like
was
911 said you need my help. Or if it did like 411, that means where you at, what's going on.
Yeah,
Remember that
exactly.
shit?
Yeah, exactly. So the beepers had the little codes.
Yeah.
and
bye. Remember hello?
Yes.
You type hello?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
We got
you take the numbers and you turn it upside,
Upside down,
and it would
right.
form the, it would form the
Right.
next.
It's like a
Right,
calculator.
Yeah.
right, yes.
It was like the birth of texting
In Jesus' name.
Yes, on a small level. And so when we knew that a girl in our little group, when we knew that a girl was going to hook up with somebody,
Right.
she left I think it was a 69 or something like that.
Alrighty. All
I
right.
was
That
like,
means
okay.
homegirl gone.
Looks like home chick is gonna be. She's not gonna be meeting us at Charlie's later. So
She's getting her some
gone.
dingling.
She's getting some ding. She's getting some deek.
Some dingling.
Some deekalik.
Or some dingling.
And then we go to Charlie's and girl eat the worst hamburgers
In life.
Really?
While you watching the drag queen
Come in and out, crawl in
have
and
a
out, fighting
fight.
in the parking lot.
Yes.
Getting raw, getting nasty.
Exactly. Or watching two lesbians go at it because
Oh, yeah, because someone found out.
somebody
someone
looked at
yeah.
her girlfriend
Crazy.
the wrong way, and that was,
Girl.
it was like, oh my god, here
It
we
sounds like Fort Lauderdale to me.
It was so much fun.
It was so much fun.
so much fun.
We were young.
Yeah, beautiful
We were
young.
beautiful.
Beautiful,
I had no blood pressure problems.
I had no blood pressure
No
problems.
cholesterol problems.
Girl, I was skinny. I was the definition of a twink. I was
baby.
skinny. I was like 125 pounds.
Yes, sir.
A pure skinny. And the old men could not keep their hands off me.
Mining company. Remember mining company? Woo, that balcony looking over. People be catcalling you.
You just missed mining company by maybe a year before you moved to Houston.
Yeah, I think they closed it. Right?
Yeah,
Is
you
it
missed
because of the pandemic or
Yeah,
something.
no, because I
They-
think Charles sold it, and
And they became that
Postino.
Postinos. Not that's bad.
I think he
It's
still
different.
owns the property, so he's still making money.
Oh, period.
If I-
Oh,
hell yeah.
yeah, he still owns
Make
the
that
property.
paper.
That's the monopoly guy with the thing.
But I guess something had to go, and I guess it was mining.
Yeah.
So, but mining,
Was
That
it a
was
cruising
back in.
spot?
Remember that?
Was it a cruising spot?
Do you remember? Oh,
Yes.
you don't even know. Mary's was cruising. Do you remember at
at
Pacific Street, the club?
I am from South Florida, and coming to Houston, there's no cruising bars, and it sucks.
that was mining
The
company.
ripcord back in the day was raw. I took Bobby to
I mean-
ripcord a few years ago, thinking it was like in the 90s. It ain't like the 90s.
No, it kind of is like that because I've gotten a little, handsy there. But
The ripcord patio, I lived my life.
Girl, it's family night at Ripcord now.
Every night.
It's
Every
family
night.
night at Ripcord now. I've gone to Ripcord where I saw somebody laying in the trough in the bathroom,
No,
letting
man.
everybody
I've
pee
seen
on
that,
them.
I've seen
Oh,
that
man.
too.
I was like,
I seen
what
it
the
when they-
those days- you remember
hell
those
is
days?
I've
this?
seen it when they said pour your drinks on him. I was like, here, bitch.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God. I'm actually peeing. I got to pee, but I'm peeing on
I'll
somebody.
be like, someone take a picture.
You're just like
That's content. That's not content.
super obvious.
Super, Mom?
I remember I told them not to go. I was out with a heterosexual couple.
All right.
No.
And we'd
All right.
gone to JR's, we'd gone to Pacific Street, we'd done all that stuff. And they're like, so what is this about Ripcord everybody keeps talking about? I'm like, no, we're not.
there.
I'm like, no, we're not going. I'm not taking you out of
Right,
Ripcord.
better
Y'all
not
can't
go there.
handle.
You can't do that.
The streets are not in there.
Y'all
No, they
cannot
couldn't
handle
handle
it. Y'all ruined
Ripcord. And at the time, they didn't let a lot of women in.
Oh, that was before they let it in. I mean, it was it was no go.
No, it was a no-go.
It was a no-go.
Unless you were lesbian. If you were lesbian, you
yes,
could go.
but
But if
not
you were a
if you-
heterosexual
no.
woman, no.
Mm-mm,
They did not
no.
allow women in, which I don't mean no harm, but with all the bridal showers and everything else,
Oh.
there are times I'm like, you know
I think
what?
it's so weird when I see bridal showers at Ripcord.
Because they are putting this on display. And this is my life. Like
Yeah.
you're
It's like,
taking a
welcome
break
to the
from your
circus.
yes. You're coming in from Sugarland hot. You're coming in from Katy hot, and you want to come in. It's
I will say that I still shocked on the weekend, and I see a group of fucking like, hey girls, like, yeah. Like, have you seen the movie?
I
The
run-
Greatest Showman? No.
As soon as I see the crown on the head,
I'm done.
the blonde hair, and loads of other blonde hair because it's always if
blonde,
it's
yes.
one blonde, there's
And
6 others
there's
right behind
several.
her.
And the
There's
white
a-
dresses.
Yes,
And the
white dresses.
and the sash.
I'm like, let me pay my tab. I'm leaving.
I'm gonna go ahead
I'm
and
gonna go down
go.
the street
With
to
the
the other bar.
wedges.
Yes,
Mhm,
with the
exactly.
dip necklace, the penis, with the wedges, with
The wedges with the fucking, what is it called?
that
Like the-
cloth bottom.
Like that fucking, I call it the, what is it called? The sailor rope.
That's what I said. Yeah, that little cloth bottom. Absolutely, dude. Yeah, they have their wedges and they rocking them.
Like, you better do it, girl.
You bet.
Yeah, exactly.
You look so pedestrian.
You look so pedestrian. Make it stop. Make it stop.
And you know the funny thing is, I used to remember the days when my girlfriends would beg me to take them to the bars. Will you please? Can we please go with you to the bars? I'm
I don't
like,
make no.
fine, I'll take you to the bars. But remember, it's about us. It's not about you.
Right. And I'm gonna stay the whole time. And when I do, I may not come home.
Yeah, it's And if I
Right. You're gonna have to find yourself a ride.
But you
boo.
know what? You know, and that's exactly what would
No,
happen
I'm
because they
serious,
would
man.
get mad. They would get mad because they were like, "Well, you just took off and left me,"
I
and I'm
did
like,
because this is my life.
It's like, I were in the bathroom for 30 minutes. I was like, oh.
Man, remember those
Do you
days?
really want to know?
Do you really want to know?
"I'm not your
Like, listen to the
daddy.
video.
I'm not looking out for you in a gay bar, honey. You ain't nothing gonna happen
Right.
to you. It's
You're
not like I
fine.
left you in a heterosexual bar. If I
Right.
left you in a heterosexual
Then
bar,
it'd be
that's a
different.
different.
Probably
That's
different.
a different story.
Like, you're safe here.
Because
Right.
I did not realize, and when you really start to get to know your cisgendered sisters, really get past all that other fluff, and really start to get to know them and all the things that they have to go through,
It's bad.
It's bad.
It's rough.
Oh yeah,
It
it's
is
bad.
rough.
It's rough.
That's why I feel like they feel so comfortable at the gay bar. That's why I don't knock on them. I shit on them, but I don't knock on them.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, exactly.
good.
I understand why you're here, and I know
Right.
you just want to just have a good time
Have a
and
good
not have to
time.
worry
Keep
about
it down,
stuff.
Becky. Keep it down.
And don't look at me crazy.
But remember, it's
And yes,
still
I'm gay.
about us. It's not about you. Are a guest in our house.
Exactly.
So
Agreed.
act like a guest in
Agreed.
our house. You can still
Agreed.
have a good time and everything else, but remember, you're still a guest in our house. So
I love that.
Don't make it about you because it's not about you. And trust me, like I said, I will let you know it's not about you
I will
by
let you
taking
know.
off with some hot guy and leaving you at
And
the damn
real
bar.
quick,
knowing
real
that.
With the bar tab.
And I will leave you
Shut
either
up,
with
one
a
glass of
drag
wine.
queen or a trans woman.
It is
Right.
very true.
And you'll
They
be
leave you-
fine.
You'll be fine.
They
You'll be
literally will.
fine.
I remember those
I've
days.
Had, I've had that's happened. I used to work at a bar, and then my friends would leave me with their straight friends, and they would go hook up with someone. I was like, "Girl, why am I here? Like, you want a shot?
Girl, why am I here?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, you want a shot? Like, I
I
don't
remember
drink.
those, man.
I was like, okay, well, I'm getting a shot.
And you know, I'm so glad that we're still here.
Yeah,
A lot of our
exactly.
friends are gone or dead. Or,
Yeah, let me tell y'all something.
story.
And I have said this to young people before. Y'all don't understand.
You don't
I had
get
to go. I'm 22 years old, and I'm on my 5th funeral.
Yeah.
Oh my
Absolutely.
God.
I'm on my
Absolutely.
5th. I'm going to my 5th
Absolutely.
funeral. And let me tell
I've
you,
lost 36, 40 friends, 36 friends that I grew up with in college, gone, dead. And so, and the stigma that went with that, it wasn't
It's
just they
because
died.
It was like such a reoccurring thing that it just
Huge.
grew up in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think like my generation is very knowledgeable on that sort of things. But every now and then you do come across someone that's just an idiot, and I'm just like, girl, shut up.
And they're vocal about it too.
Yeah, and I was like, girl, shut up.
Like,
What
don't
are you
be
saying?
stupid.
Like, you're preaching to the wrong person because I'm going to put you in your fucking place.
Ooh, real quick. I like that.
No, it's just because it's just like I've traveled the fucking U.S. I've been in numerous states. I've worked with numerous people, and nothing phases me. Like,
I
I'm
love
here.
that.
Like, I'm here to party. I'm here to have a good time.
Right.
But, like, I'm also here to make sure that you're safe, and you're safe.
Right.
Because
Because
it's
you can have fun and be
Yeah,
responsible.
and it's just like some of these people are just like so stuck on their fucking small little agenda.
Small-minded. It's an agenda.
It's a small agenda, and they don't know how to turn the page.
And you know
Yeah.
what's so sad
Yeah.
is they think that their world is the real world.
No, and it's
And
just
it's
like,
not.
girl,
They're living in
like
deception.
you've never even left Houston, bitch.
Right, stop. Right.
I saw someone the other day post a video up a thing on Instagram that said Houston has the best food. I was like, girl, what part of Houston?
Where
are
you
from?
at? Where
Like,
you
have you
eating?
been to fucking North Carolina? Have
Right.
you been to San Francisco?
Okay.
Have you been to fucking Miami?
Come on.
Like, yeah.
Come on.
Okay. I'm gonna have to jump in here now.
Jump in.
Because let me tell you something. Because Houston is now so diverse.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, or fortunately, the restaurant. I could really talk about restaurants. I don't want to do that simply because I work in one. Two, I understand why everybody's so short-staffed right now.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to go back to work for your little pity-ass wages anymore.
That's
They
right.
They took their year and decided to invest in some kind of education
In their life.
in their life.
I think everybody did
Yeah.
some knowledgeable thing during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I
So
agree.
yeah,
Smart.
exactly.
Smart
That
one.
was a smart thing. So a lot of them aren't coming back, and a lot of these restaurants are like, "Well, we
They're
can't get
dying.
people to work. Nobody wants to work. They all on unemployment." I'm like, "No, they're not."
Right.
Have
They're
you
not
seen
doing anything,
unemployment
yeah.
lately?
Right.
They will kick you off in a heartbeat. They don't
2
have-
seconds.
Texas doesn't even like to give unemployment.
Texas don't play.
Texas don't play. They don't like to give unemployment.
No.
The fact that they had to give unemployment during the pandemic,
They were mad about that.
they were mad. They were upset about
Like, why
that.
aren't you working? Mm-hmm.
You could be working. How? Ain't nobody open.
There's like, here's your sign, go make your dollar
Exactly.
at the corner.
And if you go,
Avondale still available.
Everybody still has a, everybody has a
yeah,
designated.
Remember
exactly.
that back
And
in
if
the day?
you go over $1 on unemployment, they
they'll
gonna
cut
they
that.
will cut your they will cut
Yeah.
you off and tell you have to pay that dollar back, even
Quick.
though you got $5,000 in unemployment. And it's like, wait a minute.
So
Just
they
take the dollar out of the unemployment. What's the
Right.
What's the problem? I'm just saying in general. Now, for me, it was $76, but I had gone without unemployment for 4 months. I still wasn't working. I have bills to pay. Luckily, I was smart. Saved my money.
Good for you.
Saved my money.
I
Saved my
invested
coins.
it in things that I needed.
Got some money in the market, so we're doing that. We thinking about the long term
for you.
here. We thinking about the long term
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
let's be honest here. We can't be a boy and a Bobby. I don't have anybody to like come swoop in and take care of me and do this other stuff. I have to take care of
Gotcha.
myself. So I have to look out for my financial needs. I have to look out for because in case I don't find somebody, it's going to be me.
It's you.
Well, me and my two other friends discuss a Golden Girl situation.
I
That's
love
usually-
that.
But that's like in our late 60s, so we're not going to worry about that right now. I'm still in my early 50s.
If Bobby don't pull it together, I'll be number 4.
Yeah, exactly. that's fine.
I'm serious. I ain't playing.
That's fine.
You know, he's been given deadlines before too. So what was that?
Because I'm the oldest in the group, I've already been designated a Sophia.
Sophia.
So
I'll be
I'm just gonna
blessed.
be a Sophia. But I already have a smart ass mouth anyway, so it kind
I love
of
it.
goes anyway.
I love it.
It kind of goes. It goes. And then my cousin is the big whore, so the big dumb whore. So
In Jesus' name,
in Jesus' name, I love you, Marcus.
we love you, Marcus. Everybody has to have it, Marcus. We love you.
But yeah, so we just need a fourth. I guess you're gonna be the Dorothy or the Rose, one of the two.
Me?
Rose
You're
No,
not-
I'm looking. No,
I'm going to be Rose Nylon in
I thought
case
you were
something
saying- I was
happens.
like, you
Girl,
have-
now.
I'm Rose, man.
You have a good minute until I
Girl, you have a long. Girl, I'm gonna be dead by the time you
By the
get
time
there.
yeah, we're going to be gone.
We gonna be
We'll
be reincarnated
gone.
into the
Right,
next.
We're going to come on back.
We gonna come back into the next group of hot twinks,
Right.
I
That's
mean-
so true.
and you gonna be chasing after us.
That's right. I'll be like, you don't remember me, but
Like I mentioned in the light.
yes,
right,
exactly.
right.
That little bit talk show.
Yes.
Remember that? I was that big guy.
exactly.
I'm that new little guy. Yeah. I was that guy with them tats.
Don't worry, girl. You'll be back as a baby. It's fine. It's gonna be a good time.
It's gonna be fun.
A little bit of darkness, and then next thing you know, you 3 years
You're
old,
back.
do your
You're
thing.
back. You back.
Good Lord. You know what? We are having so much fun.
It's been good.
It
It's
has been.
good.
It has been good. I want to talk about your new production company, though.
Yes.
You have a new production company.
I do.
How do you keep up with this man? Every time, I mean, now you have a new production company. Now,
I do.
I don't know the full details, so you're going to have to give us the full details. I tried to look up the details, but I guess you guys are very brand new.
We're brand new.
Yeah.
B&R Productions is a combination of Rose, who's a very good friend of mine. She's Houston's top stylist. She's actually been published in Italian Vogue. She is incredible. We've teamed up together to create this new project because I want to go the next level. And no one gets anywhere on their own.
Yeah, of course.
So this new production company, it takes fashion to the next level. Fashion shows in Houston, I love everyone who's producing fashion shows. And I believe that when people are paying, they want to see a production. People walking up and down on that's boring to me.
Do you want a show?
We
for the
want
fashion? A
exact
fashion show.
right,
A fashion show.
right. We want a production. So in this next production that B&R is putting together, it's called. I'm going to go ahead and say the name. It's called Vogue the Experience, And this, right.
I'm listening.
So
I'm
this
listening.
Vogue the experience.
He's like, I might be interested.
I think I can do that. So,
I'm in close.
I'm going to be hitting you up. So, in Vogue the experience, it is not just a show. There's elements of classical music. I'm a classical pianist, trained,
wow.
globally. So I will be creating Vogue in a ballad form while having Houston's best vocalist, we can't say the name yet, performing that. And that rendition bleeds into the original Vogue, which we have Houston's top professional dancers performing in actual their designs on pedestals. And then from there, I can't go any further, but you see the production level.
Like Vogue as in magazine?
Vogue as in the song.
Okay.
Because when Madonna came out in Vogue, she was hiring people that were positive. She was hiring people that had HIV.
Yeah.
She was, and that at that point in time was groundbreaking.
Yes.
No one was hiring anyone that had HIV.
She was hiring a lot of people from the ballroom scene.
Yes.
At the time.
And so her taking, and people can keep their opinion on Madonna, whether or not they like her, I don't really care. She changed the world by accepting these people that people threw away, by accepting the performers and the artists that the world deemed unworthy. At a time when it could have destroyed her career. And taking that, because she wasn't the Madonna she is now.
Yeah.
You know, and
she was still growing.
She was still growing. And so paying homage to that actual song and what that song is about and creating a production for that song is incredible. We have Houston's best choreographer too, Jessica Galvan. I'm sharing some information on her. She is incredible. So we have choreography, we have live performance, we have, and including the actual walking.
Okay.
So it's all these things.
So
I mean, I'm a well-rounded person, so if you needed...
Right. And again, this is all benefiting AIDS Foundation. Houston.
I work numerous runway shows. So.
And you're not a quitter. I'm hitting you up for a jockstrap, my brother.
I'll do it. I'll hook you up.
I'm down.
okay, so when you and by the way, hook them both up.
Yes.
I want pictures.
Oh, well, I'm down.
Want pictures.
I'm down. Fans only for AIDS Foundation Houston.
I want pictures.
Right? Why not?
Can you imagine?
I want to know who
Like
the
a collective group of people. Just like, hey, we're filming something for charity.
Right.
We're gonna work where do you have sex?
I think that it'd be great. I think people would love it.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, give me,
different.
100% give it back to AIDS Foundation Houston on Fans Only.
Yes, because we're now
I'm serious.
we're now living a glorious age of
Everyone's,
sexuality.
Absolutely.
Everybody's figuring out their sexuality, which is scaring a lot of the old guard.
Yeah, because
in
it's
this
always been
country.
such a. I grew up on there like you have to be ashamed of like sex talk or anything like that, and I was just like, oh, whatever. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, who cares?
I mean, the fact that we're having the discussion about the female orgasm, which is a discussion that has long been needed to have. I have learned more about women than I've learned in the last 20 years. I swear to God.
I love that.
I love the fact that I am learning so much about women, their struggles, everything else that goes with it. And I'm like, you know what? Well, how come I didn't learn about this 20?
Women have it rough.
They do.
They do.
So we all have to remember to support our sisters too, because
Absolutely. And speaking of that, we're having casting calls, and I encourage trans women to.
Of course.
You know, I've actually scouted some from the Eagle. And I think that we have to create a platform for our sisters.
Yeah, exactly.
We have to create a space for our sisters.
Yeah, exactly.
And not tolerate, but celebrate them and push them ahead, because guess what? Someone pushed us ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
You know, we are family.
Exactly. I think I have a different view of how I view trans women. To me, trans women are women.
They're women.
Yeah.
I don't really.
They're women.
I don't understand the trans part at all. I'm like, you're a woman.
They're women.
As far as I'm concerned, you're a woman.
Agreed.
And I don't care if you did. Look, if it started off as a chicken and turned into a duck, then it's still a duck.
How'd you in?
I mean, exactly.
And I believe also that
I don't
having
think
a
I said.
penis doesn't make you a
I don't
man,
think I said that
you
right,
know?
but I
love
We
it.
understand.
Yeah,
the
but-
concept.
yeah.
We understood the concept of it.
Here it is. If it started off as a duck and then changed it to a chicken, something, it's still a chicken to me.
Yeah.
I don't care about the fact that it
How
used
to
to be
get
a
there.
duck.
Right.
It's still a chicken to me. So it's the same thing. Women are women are women. That's all there is to it. You my sister.
Right.
And that's all there is to it. So
But it goes to a level of
I
respect.
feel like when you add the trans part to it, you're also like, hey, this is part of our community as well. So it's not like a degrading thing. It's also like acknowledging,
No, it's not a degrading thing. I just want it to be a little bit more homogenized.
I love that.
So
And
that
seeing
we
them
just
for who
see
they are.
women
to
as
make sure that our community is being.
I find that a lot of gay men we don't support trans. We don't
I
value.
hate those. Throw them away.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
To
exactly.
the-
Well,
into the burner.
we grew up in a generation of, they're there,
Right.
and we love them on a certain level, but then after we
they're not-
leave,
right. I
we
don't know
don't
who
think
they
about
are.
them after
Don't-
that.
yeah, right,
exactly. That's why I think maybe that's why I'm a little old school when I think of trans women. I still think of them as women. They're just women to me. They're not anything more than women, and I'm not attracted to women, so it's no big deal to me. So I just think of them as women, period. And I really wish that more people would just start with that idea and seeing that.
Embrace that.
Embrace that because that's what I see, and I respect women. So
I love that.
And women are women to me.
I love it.
So that's that. So I said what I had to say.
Amen. I agree.
But I love my trans sisters, and I don't want anything. And like I said, with all the violence and everything that's been happening, and the fact that we were putting, was it Tennessee or Kentucky put that damn law on the books that said you had to put a sign in the window saying I serve trans people.
Yeah,
that's the most ridiculous thing on the planet. That is the most ridiculous thing on the planet.
Kentucky? I used to live in Kentucky.
It's pretty bad.
The ACLU needs to get on their job, start doing their job, because there's a lot of shit going on right now that is not constitutional whatsoever. So the ACLU, y'all need to start doing y'all jobs, because, I mean, you have Florida over here telling Twitter and Facebook, if you don't put politicians on the page, we're going to find you.
We're going to find you, yeah.
Here's what I would do as a private company. If and here's me being petty, if I was Facebook or Twitter. I would just go, you know what? Why don't we just take Facebook and Twitter out of Florida, and y'all won't have it, and I don't have to worry about paying a fine.
And there you go.
There we go. I'll just cut everybody off in Florida.
Done.
And done. And watch how
come back real quick.
Exactly. Watch how people ride in the streets.
I want my Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. Watch how people ride in the street like that. And I'm not trying to incite anything, but I'm telling you, Twitter or Facebook. Just cut them off in Florida and watch and see what happens. They gonna make you pay a $500,000 fine to put some little rinky-dinky Republican on the thing. Y'all did all of that for Trump anyway, so I don't really care.
Right.
But the fact that y'all doing all this little rinky-dinky shit, it's not constitutional, by the way.
Right.
That bill will be argued in the courts very soon.
Agreed.
Because it's not constitutional. I don't care how conservative this court is, especially the Supreme Court. They have surprised us on several occasions with some of the judgments that have come down. So this is not going to be a thing. And even if it was a thing, like I said, if I was Facebook or Twitter, I'd be super petty about it and just cut it off.
Absolutely.
I don't have to worry about it in Florida anymore. Just cut it off and watch what happens. And I can guarantee you, Twitter and Facebook will be just fine.
They'll recover.
They will be. There's no recovering. They'll be just fine.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
They'll be just fine, and it'll be no sweat off their backs as far as they're concerned. But if you want to try to force people to do something they don't want to do, especially a private company, we forget these are private companies. These are not government-owned companies.
Agreed.
You cannot tell a private company how to run their business.
Agreed.
So if a private company does not want you on,
what are they telling them to do? Put Republicans or what?
To put politicians back
on the
without being censored, without fact checking, without fact checking, without doing all that stuff. They could just say whatever they want to because they feel like they have the freedom of speech to do that. You have freedom of speech. You honestly do. Here's what Facebook and Twitter have: freedom of speech as well. If they don't want you on their platform, they don't want you on their platform.
Agreed.
Period. There's no arguing about that. So if that were and a governor signed this into law, I'm like, are you serious? It's not going to fly. First of all, they never going to pay the fines. You're never going to collect that money because how are you going to prove it in court?
Right.
You're going to have a hard time proving it in court. And two, like I said, Facebook and Twitter could get real petty real fast. And I don't mind being a little petty. I do not mind being a little petty whatsoever. Do what you got to do.
Right.
So
that's intense.
The world is divided, you know, and that's another reason why I do what I do is because I believe in love. I believe in love. I know that sounds weird, but I am a hippie in that I believe that love is, I don't care what anyone says or what they believe. I believe that love covers a multitude of sins, and I believe that everyone deserves, no matter your gender, no matter your race, no matter your age, no matter your size, no matter if you're fat, if you're skinny, if you're old, if you're young, whatever you are, whoever you identify as, you deserve to be loved.
Yeah,
you deserve to be celebrated. You deserve to walk somewhere and feel safe.
Yeah, exactly.
You deserve to be welcomed and not tolerated. When you walk into my event, when you come into my production, I have people assigned to talk to you, to make sure that you are welcomed, because there's nothing worse than walking into something and feeling unwelcomed. Yeah. I hate that.
So when is your next big event? Now that we're slowly coming out of COVID.
Yes.
Now that I mean, is everybody in here vaccinated fully?
Yes.
Because they now said half of America is now fully vaccinated.
And we're vaccinated. We don't have to wear the CDC says we don't have to wear our mask if you're vaccinated.
So,
the end of August, that's when the Vogue, the experience will be, and it's going to be at the Ballroom downtown.
Does Charlotte and I get like an invitation?
Of course, you guys are there. You're VIPs.
I want to go.
You guys are VIPs. Absolutely.
I want to go. This sounds like it might be fun.
It's going to be incredible. It's an experience. I would love to have you, of course.
And
always.
I'll give a little money. I mean, I got a little money to give. I'll give a little money, but I want to see it.
My treat, absolutely. And it's good. It's good. It's for a good cause.
You know, I think you and I are on the same page. I started this podcast because I have long believed, I've lived in Houston for a long time, and I have long held the belief that the gay community is kind of like self-esteem.
Amen.
We so critical of each other that we are not looking inward at ourselves. And, you know, to say that I don't want no fats, no femmes, no this and that.
Can't stand that.
And when you look at you and you're like, girl, you can't be saying that. You, of all people, cannot be saying that. You know, having that low, we still have a problem with wanting, we still want the perfect muscle body. We still want we're starting to find more love, I think, for ourselves, as I'm starting to see the bear community rise up, and I'm starting to see older gay men start to have more conversations, and I'm seeing gay men of different backgrounds and this and that being able to come out and
I love
fully
gay feminine men.
Yes,
I love men that wear dresses. I love men that wear makeup. I love, because guess what? There is no article of clothing that's designed that you cannot wear. We have to empower ourselves to be who we are. And I think it goes back to the space of I don't want fam. Well, then we don't want you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I want to be around people that are completely accepting and not just in their word, but in their deed, how we treat each other.
Yeah, exactly. Because let me tell you something. I've had a feminine man or two in my little repertoire.
Yes, sir.
In my repertoire. Let me tell you something.
They're beautiful.
Beautiful, fun.
Make some stuff happen.
Some good tops.
Yes.
Some good tops.
Absolutely.
I don't care what anybody says. You know, my friends still joke about that. They're like, girl, why would you want to date somebody who has the same purse as you? I'm like,
because he puts it down.
Because he knows how to put it down.
He lays down some motherfucking
he
pipe.
Knows how to. Yes, he might walk out looking like a fashion model, but let me tell you how he is in the bedroom.
He lays that ass that he'll take care of you real quick.
Let me tell you how he is in the bedroom.
That's
I'm good.
I'm
good.
Absolutely.
Baby, you want to wear a dress? I'm
you
okay
do
with
you.
that.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Just bring that piece when you come.
Yeah, exactly.
Lay it down, baby.
It's always on time, girl. It's always on time.
Always.
So don't knock a feminine. Don't knock a feminine man.
Beautiful.
Do not knock a feminine man. I used to. Now, I was younger, and I was still learning about the community and all this other stuff. But even I knew that every now and then, it's about personality.
It is.
If you make me laugh,
absolutely,
I'm already down.
Right.
If you can make me laugh, I'm already down. Because it's hard to do sometimes to make me laugh. But if you can make me laugh, and you're smart, I think I might be partially saposexual. I think.
Yeah.
I love a brilliant man. I love a man. My ultimate goal is to end up with a scientist.
Good for you.
I just want to end up with. I want him to talk about his research.
I love
and
that.
everything else. After we've had passionate.
After you bang the hell out of me, I want you to talk to me about science.
Yes, I want you to talk to me about the new paper you're rating.
Right, right. Global warming
or global war. Yes.
After you bang my hole a few times, talk to me about the polar ice caps.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh my god.
That's good. Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm not going to be able to stand up after this conversation. I love brains on a man. One time I had this. I was waiting tables at this one place, and it was nothing but scientists sitting at this table. They were all from the medical center, and they were talking about genomes and all this other stuff. And I'm like,
look at you.
And my friends are like, Joel, you have not left that table since you got it. I'm like, because I'm turned on. Y'all don't understand the conversations they were having. These are brilliant men. And one of the guys went, but they all look so goofy and this and I don't care.
You don't care?
I don't care.
Right. They're going to try real hard. The goofy ones try real hard.
Mm-hmm. Trust me. Several of those goofy men probably have really big dicks, and I'm going to be happy for a long time.
Big ones. That's how God works.
That's how God
Them
works.
Goofy people be putting it down.
Exactly.
They put it down.
Let me tell you something. Yes, goofy people know how to put it down.
Yeah, absolutely.
The eccentric.
Right.
I like to call them eccentric. Now, I have gone down crazy road several roads.
Crazy different.
I've gone down crazy road, and I know that I attract crazy too because I'm a little eccentric myself.
Crazy dick is scary though.
Yeah,
crazy dick will make you sick.
Yeah, exactly. Crazy dick is scary.
Scary,
but it's scary in a good way sometimes.
Sometimes, especially like in an alley.
I might not make it out of exactly. I might not make it out alive, but I had a good time while I was doing it.
You got wore the fuck out. You got wore the fuck out.
You know what? You know the funny thing is, I don't care. You know, this is what I love about this show. I can have the most high profile guests on the show, and we still end up talking about dick.
We're gonna talk about dick.
we still
we gay as hell.
I don't know how we even get here. Ain't nobody. Now only 3 of us have had shots of tequila. So, and we not even.
No,
we were having a good time even beforehand.
Right.
So, you know, when you have a guest on. And, you know, they're, like I said, so bubbly and full of life and knows how to preach a good preach. You know, I like I said, I feel like we've now spent 4 hours in church.
And you got the lunch ready.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? You bring the lunch.
Charlotte and I are already gossiping about the other girls and what they wearing and why they let
they hats.
Sister Charles just let these kids run around everywhere. And Sister Bertha is sleeping with everybody on the planet.
I think she pulled something out of that plate.
I like the lady that sneaks in a flask.
Yeah, exactly.
With your white gloves.
Yeah, exactly.
With your white gloves, so you can get it. Right.
They will know. They scan it for That's hers. It's hers.
I've only been.
Jesus brought it.
Now I was not raised in a very religious family. My Sundays, the Sunday church was football.
Right.
So I was not raised in a church. It wasn't until 5 marriages later that I would see the inside of a church as a kid, and I thought it was the most theatrical thing I'd ever seen, especially a Baptist church. Cause
Southern Baptist.
They like to have a good time. They like to have a good time, and it always amazed me is to see these women coming in on walkers suddenly just dancing around and everything else, and I'm like.
Yeah.
Did that girl just spin on her head like that? Look at her.
She did.
Is she breakdancing? She is breakdancing.
She brought her cardboard from outside.
She bought her cardboard. Yes, ma'am. Bought her cardboard in. Doing the pop and lock and all this stuff.
Pop, lock, and drop it.
Yeah,
pop,
exactly.
Lock, right.
For Jesus.
For Jesus.
All this I'm like, good Lord. Right. That's a lot of work for Jesus. These women are going to end up in a home, y'all. Girl, good Lord. Laid up on their backs and everything else, trying to do all these stunts that even 20-year-olds would do.
That's the word. It's a stunt. That's right. They get wild.
They get wild. So, that was my only foray into religion. It didn't last long. Trust me, it did not last long. I saw some things, some terrible that years of therapy had to address.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I'm not all for. I'm not anti-religion. No, I'm anti-religious. I do believe in a higher power. I don't know what that is
I think organized religion can really suck your soul out.
Yeah.
Because it's a relationship, for me, it's a relationship with God, myself. I don't need nobody to tell me. God is big enough to talk to me on his own. That's how I feel for me. I think organized religion can put you in a box and say you can do this and not do this or listen to some man.
Some of them are like, so like,
it's all about love. Yeah.
And
I just look at it as like I'm smart. I'm able to do the things. I know if I do something bad.
Right.
So like, why do I need like these other sets of rules to tell me?
Right.
You know what I mean?
As long as you're moving from love, and as long as you're looking to build people up in love,
Absolutely.
I don't care what you do, who you're having sex with, or what, how you dress, or if you want to wear heels or not wear heels, makake, wear makeup.
Why you got to suffer so much? I don't understand all that suffering. There's too much suffering going on.
I can't be doing that. No.
Like 1 hour praying every day. I was like, girl, no. 23 hours.
I can't be doing all that. I'm a gay man. I need my life and my fun.
Yeah, like I spiral by myself. For 1 hour. So I feel like I consider that.
Right.
I don't want to bring God into this. No.
Right.
He ain't got nothing to do with this. This is, no.
This is just trauma.
Yeah, exactly. And if he knows me like he knows me, he
cool.
knows I was going to spiral like that anyway. So, yeah, exactly. So
He'll figure it out.
He's good. He's cool. Me and Jesus are cool. We're tight.
Yeah, exactly. He'll figure it out. And if he doesn't, I'll just push a little button. He's done. Call it a day.
Call it a day. He's good. I believe that.
Yes, exactly. So, you know what? One more break. Because honestly, I really had to run to the restroom. So, yes. If we could talk about dick, we can talk about me running to the restroom.
I agree. It's good for you. It's good.
I mean, this show usually, and like I said, boy, I'm sorry. I said guy.
You can call me guy. It's cool.
You know why? Because boy.
Yeah,
guy, exactly. Yeah. But you know what, boy? Like I said, oh my God, so much fun. It's so high profile, and we brought you down to the muck. I'm so sorry.
I love it. I'm
so sorry.
I swim in it.
I know. We brought you down into the muck. Yes, exactly. I have all these notes of all the serious topics and girl, we've just been having fun talking about it. Yes, we got serious for a little bit, and we still have a lot of work to do. We still have a lot of work to do in this community, and I do think that it is a great task, and I think it is a very. I'm trying to look for the word here. Sustainable? No, successful. I think you could succeed at getting HIV down to zero in Houston. But I think that it's going to take a lot of work, especially in minority communities.
Absolutely.
And I think that we need to maybe, and this is just a suggestion, I think maybe AIDS Foundation needs to maybe kind of take their foot off the pedal when it comes to white males. I think white males are doing well, the rates are going down, everything else. Kind of take your foot off that pedal there and go to Latin and African American communities and really start pushing it, because that's how you're going to get the rates down.
Agreed.
So I think you really need to hit the minority communities
a
lot harder. You still need to hit white males still, but not as aggressively, because I think white males, they have access to things that maybe minority communities do not have access to. PrEP is hopefully will become free soon.
Yeah,
I know that it started in was it San Francisco, where they were offering free PrEP.
Yeah, through mail. Yeah. Mr. is available too.
Exactly.
Mr. is available here in Houston through mail.
Mm-hmm. So I know that California later adopted that, and I know other states are going to slowly adopt the idea of PrEP being free to the general public, which I think is a great thing. You can go to I'd love to be able to go to the CVS and just pick up my little box of PrEP.
Little box of PrEP. Yeah.
Little box of PrEP, because I know it's going to be a wild weekend.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be a good weekend.
It takes 7 days for it to start working.
Yeah, exactly.
She knows.
That's why
she knows.
That's why.
If you start it now by Pride, you should be absolutely fine.
Exactly.
Go ahead and start it now by the production. You should be good to go.
As one who considers himself slightly a sexual connoisseur, I'm talking about myself. If you know something's going to come up, you get ready for it beforehand. It's all about preparation. Life is always about preparation. Even when you want to have fun, it's about preparation.
Be prepared.
So if you know that the gay cruise is going to be next week,
right,
you start your prep the week before.
Exactly. You know the Red Productions in August. You start taking that stuff now, so you are good.
Complications out of the way because prep gives you stomach aches and all this other thing. So
you want to get all that. You
don't want to be on the cruise with the stomach ache.
Yeah, no, you don't. You don't want to be on the cruise with a stomach ache. Nobody
wants to be around that.
Nobody wants to mess the kitchen.
That kitchen's messed up.
Girl, what's wrong with your kitchen?
We're still making cookies in that kitchen.
Yeah, exactly. No, nobody wants a messed up kitchen. So we just going to take a quick short break. We're going to finish the show out because I think we have. What time is it, girl? I think we got a photo shoot here in a little bit.
You're just telling me.
It's 4, so we have to be there by 5.
Oh, okay. So we have a little bit of time. We're gonna finish this out. We're gonna have one more. I'm gonna offer Bobby another shot of tequila.
He's good.
He's ready. He's good.
It's good for his health.
Because one is good for your health, and
second's good for the relationship.
We're only doing this for health purposes.
We're only doing this for health purposes. We're not doing this to talk about OnlyFans.
Right, later. Because that's coming out later. That OnlyFans page is coming to you soon.
Yes, and my fantasy of being between two bald men. So
all profits go to Ace Foundation.
Yeah, exactly. I'll make sure of that. 99.9% of the profits, I need a little bit to pay the bills.
Exactly.
But 99.9% of the profits will go to some AIDS foundation. We'll go to AIDS Foundation Houston if we decide to do that.
All right.
But that's going to take a lot of tequila. All right. So we'll be right back. And we are back.
Welcome back.
We're back here with Boy Salas Gallegos.
You got it.
Mm-hmm. And I love the way you say that. I know I pronounce it like a white person. I'm so sorry.
You say it great.
I'm so sorry. I'm really trying here.
It sounds great. I love it. Sounds like love homes.
But you recently took a picture, and I don't know if Bobby saw the picture because I took one look at it and went, okay. You recently took a picture, and let's just say I know a little bit more about you than I should. And I'm like,
I took that picture down because my friend was like, "That's a thirsty crotch picture."
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, she told me that, and I was like, "Is it really?"
Mm-hmm.
I want to see the picture.
I took it down.
He took it down. I should have saved it because he was like, because I said, hey,
in the bathroom.
Yeah,
right.
because I was like, I said, boy, can you send me a picture for the show? And he said, just use my profile picture. And I said, okay. And then I went, that other picture though. Because I guess you hadn't taken it down yet.
I hadn't taken it down yet. No, a friend of mine, she owns her own business and she's big in social media, and I'm not as big. And she's like, "That is the thirstiest ass picture I've ever seen in my fucking life." And I was like, "Really?" And she was like, "It's bad." And so I took it down, dude.
She was jealous.
Could you imagine? Because my crotch is bigger than hers. Jealous.
Jealousy.
I don't even know if I have it on her anymore.
Jealous.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I
don't know.
He's coming over at 2:30. Charlotte will be leaving at 3.
Bobby will be recording.
Bobby will be recording. We're making money for Ace Foundation Houston.
So Bobby, here's the conversation on Messenger. I'm bringing my producer.
That was that one.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not even that bad.
No, it's not. But it's still
cute. Bad for me.
But it was. You're gonna be like in like.
No, he wasn't.
No, that's. I want to do that.
No.
That's what I was thinking.
I want to do that.
But the way the camera angle, it's like it goes from here on up, and I'm like,
I was trying to smile.
This picture.
I was trying to smile.
I like whoever
That's
took.
Not even that bad.
I love him. I love him.
I didn't.
It was no. It was going to be that way. I decided to put it down.
Yeah. No, I mean it was noticeable. Don't get me wrong; it's noticeable.
Yeah, it's noticeable.
It is noticeable, and I'm like,
I've seen worse pictures on the internet.
Thank you, sir.
Of course.
And he was like, "That was on gay.com, though," but that was on Pornhub.
Is it before they took down the if you weren't verified?
Right.
Yes.
I didn't know that. I went on there to check on my things. Like, oh no, my stuff is gone.
It's all gone.
They changed my picture.
Your settings.
They changed my picture to a lady's nipple, and I was like, what the fuck?
You're like, that is not okay.
Like, this is the wrong kind of page.
Yeah,
girl.
exactly.
Not okay, man.
It's like when you interrupt. It's like when you interrupt my porn by having a sidebar with breast in it, and I'm like, "What the fuck?
Don't do that."
I'm really trying to get to
God,
business here, and I'm
Don't do
looking,
that.
and I can't
Please
help
don't
but,
do that.
and then I have to do my because I don't do. Here's the thing: I don't watch porn on my computers.
Good for you.
Because viruses and motherfuckers always trying to get up in your shit.
Right.
So I do have a VPN now. I do have a VPN now, but for the most part, I don't watch porn on my computers because I don't know, just something
You
about.
don't
No, I don't.
What do you watch it at?
I watch it on my tablet
Me too.
or on my phone.
Our phones are damaged because of viruses we've gotten from porn.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally.
Actually, it does. I will.
Actually, I have to subscribe to a lot of friends on OnlyFans. I was like, support your friends that you support.
Yeah.
Like, I won't watch your things, but I'll glance at it and then I'll.
I appreciate that. If I have a fans only, I expect you to watch it and comment.
You know what?
Thank
But
But
when
like
you-
$15 a month.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
The best $15 you'll ever
I
spend.
don't know when you
I mean, it's not that bad though. It's like
when your friends say,
Oh.
"Hey, can you support my OnlyFans account?" I'm like, "Yeah, but do I have to watch you? Because you're my friend, and I don't
Yeah,
want
it's
to watch."
weird.
you don't have
It's
to,
kind
but
of
you
weird.
You don't have to watch, but I encourage it.
I mean, it would be like if Scott says, "Hey, Joel, I now have an OnlyFans account. You want to? Why don't you subscribe?" And I'm
You're
like,
gonna be surprised. It's just me making noodles the whole time.
"Yeah, exactly."
Or making underwear.
Or that's what I would think. I would.
Considering, yeah.
I would love
Yeah.
that. That's
That's-
People ask me
Yeah.
for that, and they've asked me for a monthly subscription.
I'd love that.
And then I was like, that sounds. I think I was gonna do like a Patreon and have like different levels.
I love that.
Yeah, but that's in the future.
It is, because I'm buying some jock straps from you.
You can send everybody, like, if they subscribe monthly, you could, or...
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Like, and then
I love
I'll have
that.
the address and everything. Then I was like, I'll just make the same one 10 times, 20 times.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're down.
So for the audience out there, if you're listening, you hear Bobby in the background. And I had only put up 3 mics. I should have put up 4. Honestly, when you said you were bringing your producer,
Yeah, he's
I
a
thought it was
producer
going to be
too.
one of the ladies that you work with.
No.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be one of the ladies
It's
that you work
Robert.
with. Yeah. And then I'm like, you know, the funny thing is that when I invite new guests, new people who
We never really met.
we've never
They always
really
bring a person.
met,
They always bring an extra person.
and they always bring a person, and I'm like, I'm not gonna kill you. I'm not gonna rape you.
No, but it's true.
I know.
Yeah,
when
it's true.
when the last show I had
No, because most of my friends have been on the show, then they come by themselves, and then it's someone that we don't really know, then they bring somebody else.
yeah, exactly.
Then I was like, that's smart. I wouldn't even. I would be the dumb
it's
bitch to
smart.
come by myself.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I would be too.
Like, let's die.
I would probably.
He's hot.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm ready to die, man.
For our-
Yeah, exactly. I think that's why I put the podcast equipment back in here, because if I want people to know that as soon as they open the door and they see the equipment, they know we're doing a podcast.
I love that.
Yeah,
And not a porn.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not making a
Oh,
porn.
yeah,
Right, or
I don't have
Yeah.
I don't have a secret dungeon.
Or you can, which is
I
cool.
mean,
but
yeah, exactly. I mean,
It's in the closet. I'm good.
This is actually the
Yes,
other apartment.
yes,
perfect.
yes, exactly. Please
Like on
don't.
Silence of the Lambs, it goes down into like a well.
This is actually just a one-bedroom apartment.
It puts
It's
the
not
lotion in
I
the
know.
backseat. Right.
When people go, "Hey, what's in there?" and I'm like, "You don't want to go in there, girl.
It puts the lotion in the basket.
You don't. You.
Don't press on the red tile.
Don't press on the red tile, boo. It gets the water hose again.
So, because we're actually getting close. You know what? I'm gonna be sad
I'm sad too.
because we had so much fun.
It was a good time.
By the way, you're going to be back on the show because you have to promote your August back in.
do.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to.
Please have me
You're
back.
now on the calendar now, so I definitely have to have you back on before the show.
Please do.
Before the show happens in August. Give us a little bit more. Can you? Is there any way you can give us more details so that the audience
Yes,
will
it's
know
going
what
to be
to
late
expect?
August. It's going to be benefiting AIDS Foundation Houston. It will be at the downtown Bayou Plate Ballroom downtown. Nick Nico Perez is one of the designers. He is huge in Texas right now. He's 22 years old.
I think I've heard of the name.
Yeah, he's amazing. Yeah. And then we have two other designers I can't mention, but we have Houston's best dancers and best choreographer. It's going to be incredible.
Are you going to have like a website where people can
Absolutely.
go?
That will be up in June.
In June. Okay.
The full promotion starts in June.
Okay.
That's when the push starts.
Okay. So we'll be looking forward to
I'm sending it all to you guys, and I expect you both there as my guests. Bring whoever you want. It's about love and having a good time.
I think you'll make...
I'll come in a look. I'll make something cool.
I love that.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
you're doing like Madonna Vogue, then I'll make one of her iconic.
Please do. Oh, man.
just, like,
you could
give
make
it
me a
some-
jock strap before then, and I could wear that like under what I'm wearing and have it exposed a little bit. That'd be hot.
If we make you like a sheer blazer.
That'd be fucking hot, dude.
Underneath.
Yes.
So good.
Right, absolutely.
I was like, period.
I'm down. I'm down, dude. Period. Yeah.
I just want to wear the suit from the. If you can make me the suit, that
The
would
sheer
be.
suit?
Yeah. No, not the sheer suit, but the suit that she wears in the video
I need
with
my
the
sheer
with the
suit.
collar thing.
I'm going to need mine see-through and sheer, sir.
It's like sequenced out.
And I'll hire Jonathan to make sure he takes pictures of us throughout the whole event and all this
That'd be
other
cool.
stuff.
We can make a matching look though. for
Yeah.
us.
I think I think
Really
a matching
cool.
look for the show. Yeah,
I'll have y'all down in the
definitely.
media section. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would work. That was
Absolutely.
We'll work on the details later.
Yeah.
we'll talk about the details later because like I said, I think you guys have become very good friends of the show now. I think Charlotte and I both agree we love you.
We love you.
We
I love you
you
both.
so much. We love you
love
both
those
so
shorts.
much. We love you so much.
Good vibes. Good vibes. Good people.
Can't figure out which one I love more, Bobby or Boy. 'Cause they-
It depends on after the
It's
shots.
The combination.
I feel like-
Right.
Facebook page.
I feel like-
Boy Bobby.
Right.
I like Boy Bobby.
yeah, exactly.
Boy and Bobby.
Yes,
Exactly.
exactly. I feel like that I could party hard with Bobby,
Oh, absolutely.
but
That's on OVODD.
but boy,
It's a good time.
but Boy will make me pay for it, but make me
You
go
will-
to the
you
gym
will definitely pay
and
for
working
it.
out and all this other
It's
stuff.
like, oh, you wanted to go
You
out.
wanted to have a good
exactly.
time,
So you
right?
went out. So you went out with Bobby, huh? So
Right.
I'm gonna work you on the bitch.
I'm going to work you out.
I'm gonna work you up. I do have a gym membership that I still have not used yet. I bought it last summer during COVID, and I thought, well, maybe when COVID is over, I'll use it, but I still haven't used it yet.
When it was shut down.
Yes, it was super cheap. I bought 2 years, and it was super cheap, by
love
the way.
that. Good for
It was
you.
super cheap. So I figured, why not?
Right.
And I'm like, well, I have 2 years to figure out if I'm going to go to the gym. Because it's already paid for.
Prep
So,
time.
so yeah, it's already paid for. So I'm figured, well, you know what?
So one more year. One more year to decide.
I know.
Get prepared.
I know. But, seeing the inspiration of both Bobby and Boy.
You
I
are
might
so
have to-
fun. You're so.
I'm just gonna have to go to the. I'm gonna have to go to the gym now. I'm gonna
You're
have to,
so cute.
because I can't show up in August. Well, first of all, the weight loss is real. I'm having a good time.
You still
with it.
lost
I'm
16 pounds, dude.
I'm still. Yes, I'm
look
still.
good.
She's thinning away.
She's thinning away.
I don't know. I don't see her anymore. Where's she at?
But we don't want to get too thin.
I
No.
don't see her.
No,
Yeah, we need something to grab
no.
onto.
It's fine. Let me tell you something. It's fine when you're 25, 26.
Right.
It's
When
not
you
fine
grown.
when you're 50. No.
When you grown.
Because then everybody's like, "What's girl? You got cancer?
Girl,
What's
why
wrong
you
with
sick?
you?
Why aren't
That's
you
the
eating?
first thing they
why,
go
why
to.
aren't you eating?
Why aren't you eating?
What's
or do
going
you have
on?
cancer?
You have cancer. It's true.
Yes, exactly.
Don't you say that.
You get too skinny when you're this age. It's like, oh no,
You look unhealthy.
girl, you got cancer.
Right.
What form of cancer
When I'm
that
too
you-
skinny, people tell me, "Are you depressed?" I'm like, "Bitch, I've been working out. What the fuck?"
And with me losing my hair, and eventually it's gonna be. I'm gonna be.
There's
bald
nothing
anyway.
wrong with bald, brother.
But being bald and skinny, and then everybody's like, "Oh my god,
He do
I'm
got
on
the
that
cancer,
path. I'm
right?
on
girl, she got the
I'm
big
on the
C."
path.
She got the big C.
Next thing I know, I'm looking at my thing, going, "Wait, there's a GoFundMe for me? Why is there a GoFundMe for me?
There's a
I told these
GoFundMe,
bitches
right.
that I just lost some weight. I
And
didn't
then
say
people,
that."
be commenting,
Yeah,
prayers coming up,
yeah.
prayers going
I
up,
can't-
prayers going up.
Then it's like you lose your phone charger for one day.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
did.
exactly.
She in
We
jail.
lost her.
Yeah,
She
exactly. It's like it's like the same thing they say after every mass shooting: thoughts and prayers,
Prayers going
Thoughts
up.
and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers.
thoughts and prayers.
We
Oh,
ain't
my
changing
thoughts and
nothing but
prayers are
prayers,
going out to you.
prayers and
What-
thoughts.
Wait a minute, are you going to change this, or are you
Right,
just
no.
going to tell us that we need to do
and
thoughts and prayers
with the prayer hands.
Exactly.
Emoji with
The
the
emoji,
100.
the-
Yeah,
with the
exactly.
100.
Which everybody
Exactly.
thinks is a high five, by the way. A lot
It's
of people
not-
think
they
that's
think
a
it's-
high five.
it's a prayer.
It's a prayer thing, but a lot of people think it's a high five.
It is a high five. That's
It
what
is.
God.
But it's a high. But the thing
Thoughts
is a
like
prayer.
this.
No. You're right. You're right. It is a high five, But because it looks like a prayer, everybody thinks it's a prayer thing.
I think they added one with like a smacking thing around it.
Yeah, because they don't see the little. There's 3 little lines outside that shows the smack.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be a high five.
I'm going to need you to put that emoji on my Facebook or something because I have no idea what that is.
You already have the emoji on your phone.
But I've never seen that.
Just look on your phone.
Let me see what yours looks like.
They all look the same.
They don't all look the same, sir.
No phone is different. I mean, they all look the same.
Unless you have an Android.
I have an Android. That was ugly.
Okay.
That was really ugly. He threw that out there.
Oh, you have an Android.
Oh,
You one of those people, huh?
I'm still hanging in there, man.
Well, they took off the little smacks around it.
See, it looks like prayer hands. Show him.
It does look like. I know what it looks like.
But they used to have smacks around
Yeah,
it.
they used to have little smacks around it. But
Really?
it looks like.
Can I use it for prayer hands though?
You can use it for prayer hands. A lot of people do it anyway.
I'm gonna go and say that.
A lot of bad Christians do it.
Amen.
So, so I guess if you're gonna do it,
I'm gonna do it. Be loud about it.
it's fine. It's fine. Is there? I feel like I feel like a teacher in class. Is there anything else?
Thank you to Out and Proud Houston.
Mm-hmm. I think you said it wrong, girl.
Oh, hold on.
Or
I think I did say it right.
out and loud, out and I know. Oh Lord, Bobby, we've had too many tequilas, honey.
It's Out and Proud Live. I did say it right.
Out and
Proud
Proud
Live. Yes, you will hear an unedited version of this episode on Friday. You will, of course, hear the edited version on all our podcast networks. But if you have the app,
I'll get that app.
If you have the app, you will hear the unedited version of this show. So you won't have to sit through like 15 million different commercials.
Awesome.
Spreaker. I mean, I have to use it.
The unedited version, like you get to no commercials.
Oh, I have to put commercials.
So what does it mean unedited?
Well, unedited means that there will be absolutely no commercials added
Okay.
added to that.
That's what I said. Yeah, didn't that what I said?
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't.
Out and Proud.
Out and Proud.
Out
and Proud Live.
commercials.
Out and Proud Live.
Yes, I got it right. Out and Proud. I'm sorry, Easton. I'm so sorry. It's our first time doing this. We literally just signed up last week.
I love that.
Yeah, so we literally just signed up last week. So we're really excited about doing this. The fact that our podcast is not front and center, but it's on the app.
I love
Yeah,
that.
it is
And-
front center. It's on the first thing that pops up.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
I
front.
just went on there right now.
Yeah, so it's front and center, and it's
It's in the App Store?
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
in.
called Proud. It's this pink thing.
Okay. I'm going to do it right now.
See, it's like music and then us.
Yep.
Oh, that's very cool, dude.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
that's what's up.
And Easton Santos has been
That's right, yeah.
he's been in radio for about 20 years. So
Easton?
this is yes.
I worked with Easton before.
Yeah, so he's been doing this for about 20 years, and he's a great guy. He's fun. He DJs at Ripcord every now and then.
Very cool.
He's really good at drinking.
He's really good at. From what I heard,
Dude, I
he's
love
really
him.
good at drinking.
Every time
Very, very
I'm like
good.
a little drunk, he's a little drunk too.
Yeah.
But he's still doing his job.
So good. So good.
I like it. I like a man who's dedicated to his job.
Absolutely.
He is a hardworking
He has
man.
this whole car. In,
I've seen that car, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, it's in front of Ripcord. It has a little
That's
police
right.
lights.
Which, by the way, you will see more often when we're out and about doing shows.
I
and
love
stuff.
that.
So you'll be seeing the car more often.
I want to see that
because
the Red
he's
Production, guys.
Yeah, he's really going to be a big.
Really
You could
cool to see at the
probably link
event.
up with him. You could
Yeah.
probably link up with him and he'll
Yeah,
help too.
so cool.
Really should. You should really link up with him because I'm looking forward to all the stuff that you guys are going to be
Please,
doing.
Absolutely.
By the way, like I said, you guys are like my role models here. I'm looking at what positivity looks like in the gay community,
Yeah.
and I'm loving it. I am so loving it, and this is why I do this show. It's because I want people to understand that you can be yourself 100%.
Yes.
Be yourself 100%,
Yeah.
and when you do that, the sky's the limit.
Absolutely.
The sky is the limit. When I watch Charlotte make underwear, when I watch her do her drag and everything,
I love that.
oh my God, I love this bitch. I love
her
this bitch. This
I'm a
bitch
new
is
fan.
amazing.
Of
course you are.
Fan.
I'm one of her biggest fans
I love
too.
it.
Trust me.
I love you both.
All the shows.
Mm-hmm.
Joe seen when the last show that we had at Ripcord, it was like empty. Then I was like, "Yeah, this is my goodbye show," and it fully went out. I was doing all these stunts that I haven't done in years and all this stupid shit, and I was like, "Joe, this is how I perform."
This bitch ended up under a stage. I don't even understand how this bitch ended up under a stage that was literally maybe this high. I'm sorry. Well, I mean, if you, we're gonna have a little bit of a video of the episode. So
I'll watch that.
So yeah, literally about this high, and this bitch is doing splits under a stage.
Really?
And I'm like, what is? And we're all doing this.
I like watching.
I'm like, what the fuck? Is she all right after that?
I love that.
I popped up on the other side of the
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. So
That's what's up.
So now, yes. So she has made the show so much better, and I thank you.
You guys
Charlotte.
are incredible, both of you.
We're such a great team. We're such a great team. I love this bitch more than anything.
I love
I will
these
cut a
bitches.
bitch for this
For
bitch.
that bitch.
I will cut a bitch for that bitch. Say something wrong about her, and I will cut you in a heartbeat.
I love it.
And then I will go back on my podcast and make
talk
sure
about it.
And talk about it. Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
You will be ruined forever.
For life.
For perpetuity. I used a big word, perpetuity.
It's a big one.
Well, it's been fun. We're gonna end it now. It's been fun.
Thank you so much.
Boy,
I still
thank
have to
you.
get into drag too, so.
And she still has to get in drag.
Oh, that takes a long time too. I know that.
No.
I can do it quick.
Oh
Do it
no.
quick?
We do it in like 20 minutes.
You know
Can
what?
you really? That's what's up.
It's not the
Professional.
best.
We have literally did shows where she was in the middle of doing drag. I mean, middle
did
of
my
putting
makeup,
her
yeah.
putting her makeup on
Joel
while
said-
we're doing an
Before
episode.
we do the podcast, like, let's wrap it up, Joel. It's
Wow.
time to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Good job.
Exactly. So there have been podcasts where she is literally sitting in front of the mic, doing her eyes, doing her makeup, and everything else, while she's sitting in front of the mic, and we'll just be talking about some of the most serious stuff on the planet. And she's got a pencil in her eye, just doing this whole thing, trying to make that little wing happen and everything else. So
that.
yeah. So this is a great.
Celebrate you. I love
This
that.
is the great
It's beautiful.
fun on why I
beautiful.
started this show, on why I look out for entrepreneurs, people in the know. And when I trying to remember, I think when you and I first started talking online, I can't remember if I saw something you were doing or if you. No, you messaged me.
I remember seeing
You
this.
messaged
your
me,
show.
I
and
think I
yeah.
told you, I'm like, hey, someone messaged the group. Can you message it back? Because I didn't know. Like,
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
your show's awesome.
But the more,
Good
but
vibes.
when I looked up your stuff, and I'm like, wait a minute, I got to have this guy on.
I believe
I've
it. I
got
believe
to
in
have this-
supporting other
yeah.
talent in Houston.
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
I believe in it.
I'm sorry that it took so long to
It was
get to this
perfect.
point, but I'm so glad it
It's really been
happened.
so sporadic too. There's been a lot of things. and
Everything's been going
It's
on.
actually really
and-
hard to get a hold of me. It's actually really hard to get me to sit down somewhere for more than 2 hours.
Yeah, I know.
And Joel will tell you that.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
like, oh, I have to be here, I have to be there, I have to be here.
Yeah, and now I'm starting to understand that because now my schedule's starting to get like really
up.
busy too.
Yeah.
And
so we have,
I
like certain
yeah.
dates where I'm like, okay, I have these days free. And these are the only days I have free because then the rest I'm going to be really busy.
So good though.
Which is good. So
This is good.
So if there's anything else, I mean, hey Charlotte, don't forget Tuesday night.
Oh yeah.
What's happening Tuesday night for you?
Oh, tonight? Tonight we
She had to think about that.
Oh, my
this
God.
bitch had to
Right.
think about
Right.
it.
That was like
I
that's
thought next-
today.
I thought
No,
you meant
no.
Next Tuesday.
Tuesday night
What's happening
tonight.
tonight?
Tuesday nights I'm selling custom made. You pick your fabric, you pick your elastic, jock straps or thongs at Eagle for
I may
$28.
go out there actually.
Yeah, we just measure you. Give me like 30 minutes. I'll make it for you.
That's what's up,
Yeah.
dude.
And I've been her helper on
yeah,
some
Joel has
occasions.
seen the madness.
Now, I've seen the mad. I've had to learn a lot of new things first. First of all,
You
I
never
had
tell a man his size.
never tell a man exactly.
Never tell a man.
Never tell a no. I'm sorry. It's not never tell a man his size. Never tell a queen
Don't.
his
Okay.
size.
Yeah.
Never
Because
tell
they're
a
like,
queen.
Well, I know I'm this size, and then like Joel, do not repeat the numbers. Tell him that you're skinny. That's like, what size am I skinny?
That's right. So
all
you
you
get to
gotta
me
say.
tonight, you better say skinny.
And then you flirt with them, and then they'll leave.
but
Because once you tell them their size, because I'm making underwear that stretches. So
Yeah. I needed to stretch, brother.
And I get it. And the thing is
This
that
is real life.
I guess for me, and I get it. I completely get it. But for me, it's like, girl, be realistic. We know who you are.
We see you.
When I tell you what your size is, you should already know that.
You already know.
And don't get upset about it. I don't understand why you get upset about it.
Like 9 times out of 10, they get upset if he repeats it.
It's like with
I like stop telling them their size, Joel. They're not buying underwear.
But I know, but I can't. I'm sorry.
They get so self-conscious.
Yeah,
and they run away.
Well, you know what? The funny
They
thing
run
is,
away.
I like I said, I don't mean to make anybody self-conscious. I just want you to live in the
You know what's
real
up?
world.
Live in the real world. You're
When
a
I-
big girl, and that's all right.
When you tell me that you're a size 34, and I know you're not a size
I'm
34.
a size 38.
I know you're not a
38,
size
40.
30. When I know that you're a 40, 42,
I know that's right.
No, I'm not
I'm
gonna
gonna go
lie
ahead and
to
tell you right now, I'm a 38, brother. We
because
ain't
let me
playing.
tell you something. I love you.
Jumbo
Look,
petite, man.
You don't make
You're a size medium.
Ex-
Everyone's a medium.
Yes, but you don't make fabric that stretches that much. It might stretch, but it doesn't stretch that much.
But I mean, if we do just a standard size and like pick your size, and like you bought it that size, girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I need it to be comfortable, man. If it's a jock strap
I
and I'm
know.
working out, then I want it to be fucking comfortable.
But
man.
we live in that age of well, there's a couple of gay Karens out there. Well, that's not. I said that I was a 34, and this is not a 34. Yes, it is,
Yes, it
bitch.
is, baby.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You said it was a 34. I took your measurements. I told you it was a 42, but no, you said it was a 34. So I got everything recorded right here. So shut up,
Now you
bitch.
do it. She said, "Shut up."
Yes.
I do have a sheet. I do have a.
He does have a sheet.
I love
So
that.
Yeah.
he does have a sheet. So when I whisper 42,
And then you get your number, their size, and if they paid it.
yeah, exactly.
And if they
I
pay,
always tell Joe, like,
Exactly.
always take payment first because I hate doing shit for free.
Yeah,
Always make sure I pay
exactly.
first.
that's right. It's your job. That's right. It's couture. You did it by hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Couture
I'm just
jock
like,
straps.
don't make me like do something because the first time we did it, we didn't take payment, and there was like 2-3 people that bailed.
Yeah, but it was only
I
2
was
or
like,
3.
yeah,
Out of I think it was 20. He was actually overwhelmed
Wow.
the first time.
Yeah.
We thought it was he said, well, it might be 1 or 2 people. It's not going to be a lot.
Then
But
there
he
was
was
like a line of people.
there was a line of people. A line of people. So he ended
awesome.
up having to make most of the stuff
like the next day.
like the next day or
Wow,
a day or
that's
2
awesome.
afterwards.
Congratulations.
25, I think it's around 25.
Yeah, exactly. So
very cool,
So
brother.
honestly, if
Like,
only
we were-
2 or 3, like kind of like
I also learned like now I only have like 7 choices instead of like 20 choices.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I only have 3 elastics to pick from and like I think 7 fabrics.
Good for
Because
you.
I'm just like, girl, because last time we were like this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and they're like, girl, bye.
He's like, bitch, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You need Jesus to deliver it.
yeah,
Right.
exactly.
I was like,
That's
this is
too much.
work.
It's
Exactly.
too much. It's a jock strap.
It's a
It
jock
really is a
strap.
jock
Don't.
strap.
It's a jock strap, right?
Yeah.
And guys, by the way, I normally do not wear jock straps, but
Are
he
they
made
great?
one and it was so comfortable. I was like,
And see, I want one for the gym. Oh
my God,
I need one for the gym.
and it's so pretty.
Yeah, there you go.
It's so pretty. And I'm like,
it.
I don't know who I'm probably going to model as soon as everybody gets their shots. I cannot wait to model this.
When we did the photo shoot, funny, I don't think we ever told this story on that.
No, you
Tell
can
me.
tell
I was
it.
like, send me the picture, and he sent it to. He's like, okay, I'm gonna take this underwear you let me borrow, and he's like, I'm gonna have a little client. You just left
Yes.
us hanging there.
You
Yes, I'm
hanging,
like,
man.
because my friend, I'm not going to say his name, said, "Oh, you coming over with that, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm coming over."
I'm on my way.
We were all like drinking. He just ditched us. Like, bye, Joel.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm like, oh
It did
no,
what it was supposed to do.
because I sent him a picture and he's like, come on over, and I was like, yeah. He goes, you gonna wear that, right? I'm like, I'm already at the door. I'm already in
I'm
the
already there. I'm
Uber.
at your door.
I'm in the Uber. I'm 3 blocks away. I already got it on. Let's do this.
Good job.
So we had a great time. We had a great time, boy. Thank you for
having me. I appreciate it.
You definitely
Thank you for having me too.
You know, he is now. You're now part of our community now.
Yeah,
And we're a part of yours. And
absolutely.
I cannot wait until we play in each other's communities and have a
Absolutely.
good time. I might get a little.
Straps.
I might get a little foolish.
I love foolish.
Buffoonery.
There might be a little buffoonery.
I love buffoonery.
I might get a little foolish, but I don't mean no harm. Everybody's going to come out okay.
Everybody's going to live.
Nobody's going to need therapy or anything. Unless you're heterosexual, you might need a little therapy. If I mess with you, you need a little therapy. But for the most part. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. And
thank you for having the show. It's an incredible outlet.
Oh, thank you.
It's a good platform. I love this platform.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And like I said, I enjoy doing this. I look forward to this every week. The work behind it, not so much. But once I get behind the mic,
you're gone.
The best part.
That's the best part right there. That's the best. And I get to really know the people who are doing the things that they're doing.
Absolutely.
And you guys share so easily. I get the shyest people on here who like, well, I'm not going to share that much. And then as soon as they get behind the mic, you can't shut them up. You cannot shut them up. It's like, okay.
That's true. I was like, she's talking more than both of us.
Exactly. And we're both looking at each other going, what do we do?
Break.
We're taking a break.
Your mic is off now. It's off.
All right, so we're gonna call it a day, and
good day, guys.
We'll see you later. Of course, Charlotte. Any last words any parting words for the day, Charlotte?
Buy some underwear or die.
There you go. Buy some underwear from Bitch Boy Undies, which you forgot to mention, or die. We'll see you later.
Houston's hot mess of a podcast.
Now on Out and Proud live radio app, the sounds of LGBTQ Houston, exclusive commercial-free episodes every Friday. Download the app from Google Play or Apple Store today.
This show is sponsored by Tubi's Woodworking. Tubi gives you wood. Also brought to you by Bitch Boy Undies. Get you a pair or else. You can follow the show on most social media at That Lil Gay Talk Show. Check out the website, thatlilgaytalks.com. Music and vocals by Jamie D of Diamond Cut Entertainment.